Help us break down this mystery. Grab a seat, we guarantee you're in wonderful company, unraveling these mysteries with Mr. and Mrs. E. Mr. and Mrs. E.
Launch sequence activated. Prepare for light speed.
Keeping the missing relevant with Mr. E, Mrs. E. Let's not forget the sweet and E, and of course the best grand E, unraveling these mysteries. Stay a while and share your thoughts. Help us break down this mystery. Grab a seat, we guarantee you're in wonderful company, unraveling these mysteries with Mr. and Mrs. E.
Auntie, is that you? Yes. Bring in the crime dogs. It's time.
Unraveling these mysteries. Stay a while and share your thoughts. Help us break down this mystery. Grab a seat, we guarantee you're in wonderful company, unraveling these mysteries with Mr. and Mrs. E. Unraveling these mysteries with Mr. and Mrs. E.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Mr. E Crimecast. I am Mr. E. I am joined tonight, of course, with Mrs. E and our guest, Auntie. How are you doing today, Auntie?
Good. Those USA hockey players won the gold today, so I'm in a great mood.
I heard they won 2-1,
Oh,
right? And the guy that got his teeth knocked in
yep.
scored the winning goal, I think.
Yes, in overtime.
Yeah. So the
Yeah.
Olympics
It
are
was
always
a
fun.
great game. It was on early this morning, so I got up and watched it, and it was amazing. And so we had the girls hockey team and the boys hockey team won the gold. So I was very excited.
Yeah, I always kind of forget that you are sort of a hockey fan.
Well, I wasn't until I moved south, and now I love it.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, we appreciate everybody joining us. I see Sue Anna and Rusty Pipes, which is a great name. Melissa French. Let's see. Pamke L. Kennedy, who says nothing about this case makes sense. As soon as I think resolution may be in, somebody else comes along and disposes it. Nothing makes sense, which is true. So we've been away for a while. Last time we had a live
Was about Nancy.
was about Nancy, and it had been over a week ago, and then right after that I got sick.
The next day.
Yeah,
It
like
was that night. You were kind of, we were closing up, and we were actually going to do a live the next day, I think, or within the next day. It was with your friend,
Yes.
Dan, and we had to cancel everything. You were sick as a dog.
I was. It took me a little while to get back. I'm still not quite
100%,
right,
yeah.
but I think I'm okay. I might have to hit the mute button for a cough here or there, but anyway. And then plus in between there, we had Middle East surgery, which all went well. So we know a lot of you have reached out to support and pray for him, and but the surgery went as well as it could. So no complications, which is all we can ask for at this point. And that's he just had to spend one night and came home. So that was, of all the surgeries he's had, this has probably been the best fastest recovery,
And
I think.
probably like the least amount of pain too.
Yeah, he's barely taken Tylenol for it, actually. I think, but he's got
That's
such
so
a high
great.
pain tolerance anyway.
Yeah, they get that from their mother.
It's
Well,
not
I
from you,
remember
right?
when he had appendicitis, and I mean, it was like you didn't even. I mean, he was just like, I don't feel good.
I
It
know.
was
We thought
bad.
Yeah, it was going to explode, I think,
Yeah.
too. And he was just like,
Yeah.
I don't feel good. I think I need to go to the doctor.
Yeah, with that appendicitis, they said that if we had waited much longer,
Like 24 more hours.
he
yeah.
said it was as close to bursting without bursting as one he'd ever seen. Was the way
Oh,
the
wow.
surgeon had said
But
that.
he acted like it was like a up in the air, because he was just like, I'm having some pain.
Mhm.
And he had a fever, and where his pain was, I said, we really need to take him to the hospital. And
Yeah.
so we did. And that instinct proved right. So
But anyway, so we appreciate everybody being patient with us. There's a lot on this Nancy Guthrie case that we have not talked about since last we were here. All kinds of developments have gone on. Some of it's really confusing. Every time you think you've kind of got a feel for where this is going, it kind of goes the other direction. We've had raids and people getting detained and people being cleared and searches and evidence and DNA. And it's just been a mess.
Wannabe Sleuth and something just made me laugh. So sorry.
Wannabe Sleuth and something says, what a boss. The world ends when I hit my pinky toe. And this kid is out here taking brain surgery like a straight up G. Yeah,
Right?
I know.
That's his fourth.
That's his fourth. Yeah.
Fourth
Yeah.
since
In this illness.
Right. Yeah. Just with this. Yeah. Well, I appreciate the support there. Daisy Duke just became a member of the channel. So we appreciate that very much.
And hey, Cajun girl, I'm sure we'll see you this week. I'm sure she'll be around. They're doing the Sebastian voices.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cajun's going to come in.
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Right, Cajun? Tell me if you're
Are you
not.
coming into town? We'll of course try to catch up with everybody and be there as well. If you're not sure what I'm talking about there, of course, this week will be the 2-year anniversary of the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. So there's a lot of folks coming into our county. We're in the county he disappeared in, and a lot of folks are coming in to support Seth during that time. And I think they're going to kind of do a demonstration for a few days leading up to the anniversary, just to
Gathering of voices.
Right. Gathering
Took
of
me a
voices
minute.
to
Had to-
raise
had to
awareness and
think
all that.
about
So we'll be down there talking to everybody and catching up. And hopefully there's going to be some kind of movement or news in that case soon. We keep hoping. And, of course, the sheriff's office, they're very quiet on what's going on, but sometimes around the anniversaries, they do make an announcement or some kind of update. So maybe we'll see. Maybe something like that'll be coming this week.
Hi, Daisy. Yes, I knew you were a member. He's just not as observant as I am. She just renewed her membership.
Oh, renewed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It didn't say.
It doesn't
just,
show on here, so
Yeah.
he gets confused.
Well, we appreciate
Oh,
the.
Cajun's not going to make it.
Aw, dang, Cajun.
Well, sorry to hear
I was
that.
looking forward to seeing you.
Suanna says, I hope there will be a big crowd. I think I've heard a lot of folks are coming, so I think there should be a pretty good.
Yeah, we'll definitely be around.
Yeah.
Between doctor's appointments and therapy and kids and our jobs, we'll do our best.
And so because of me being sick, we had to push back our schedule. We were going to have my friend Detective Dan on the 11th, I think it was. So because of me being sick, we just couldn't have him come over to the house and get him sick.
No, he was sick. He was really, really, really sick for about a week.
Like contagious sick.
Yeah. And so, but
which, remarkably, I didn't catch.
Well, we did a pretty good job of isolating me and keeping windows open and all that stuff. But the good news is that we were able to reschedule Dan for the 25th. So he's going to be on February 25th with Dan. And we're going to, he's a detective. His whole career was in Nashville, and we've been good friends for years, and we've been wanting to have him on. So we've got a lot of questions for Dan, just procedural stuff, and that we want to ask specifically about the Sebastian Rogers case. Although we may go off into different topics as well. I'm guessing we'll have some tangents and some off-topic moments. I'm sure.
Oh, for sure.
And Dan's great. He's hilarious and a great guy. So I think you will all enjoy that.
I was looking for the thumbnail. I can't find it. It won't let me upload it. StreamYard's been acting wacky, so I apologize.
Yeah, so I think it was the flu. That's kind of my guess. But
he's not one to want to go to the doctor whenever he's feeling bad. So it's hard to tell for sure, but we treated it like we treat everything else. We took ivermectin, hydrochloroquine, zinc,
all the vitamins,
all the things.
D3, Z is vitamin C.
What's that one that you always told me to take? I had him take that one. Yeah.
Quercetin? Yeah.
It
helps with the absorption of vitamin D and zinc, and hydroxychloroquine. It helps all of those absorb better. So quercetin is always great to take with it.
So I'll just kind of go over a little bit of what I want to do tonight. So we're going to get kind of.
Oh, good. Eric with an H is going to be there this week.
Awesome.
Oh, great.
We've met Eric with an H before.
That's awesome. He's going to be here this week at the Sebastian thing.
Yeah, we've met him before.
Yeah, he said he's going to be here, so he wants to.
Yay!
See ya.
And Daisy Doug says, "Typical man doesn't want to go to the doctor." Yeah,
that's correct.
Absolutely, unless I have to.
All the doctors are going to do is give you medication you don't need when you can treat it yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
that's not necessarily true.
Well, I think for minor illnesses, flu, cold, those kinds of things.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to go to the doctor for those because
it worked. Whatever I did worked.
Yeah.
Evil CJ, it's long time no see. Hope you're doing
been a
well.
while. I saw you were back at it again, CJ, back on your channel. So good to see you back.
This video has conflicting information that leads me to think that possibly someone was targeting a person with the same name.
Ooh. Oh, interesting. Hi, Quilting. And I saw our sweet Dreaming of Blue Skies and Sandy Beaches as well. Well, we're happy to see you, CJ. Are you coming this week here? I know a lot of people are.
So
what does that mean?
What?
I'm not
sure.
I don't know. I'm not sure which video you're referring to. Sleuth and System says this video has conflicting information, and that leads me to think that possibly someone was targeting a person with the same name. I'm not sure which video. Is there a new video that came out?
Hey, Taibei. Hi, Donna.
So just to kind of give you an idea where we're going tonight with this, there's a lot of, I think for all of us, when we looked at this case, what's made it so interesting to everyone is there's so many possibilities. Mm-hmm. It's a true mystery. It's really difficult to understand who took her, why, the motive exactly. Is she alive? Is she out there? Were the ransom, was it real?
Mhm.
Is this a kidnapping? Was it a burglary? There's a lot
Yeah,
of
well,
things.
and what does TMZ have to do with it? And are they involved? There's all that issue too.
Yeah.
Why did
And
TMZ get all the ransom notes?
I mean, they're just like they know it all. And I don't know if you guys are aware, but the U.S. Embassy in Mexico issued a security alert today, and they're directing American citizens to either stay where they are, shelter in place until further notice. There's all kinds of major security operations going on. And I know that was rumor, and they had talked to the Mexican government about her possibly being there. So I thought all of that was odd happening today.
Yeah, they had a cartel leader get killed today,
Is that what
correct?
happened?
And that sparked, what was this town?
Well, there went the algorithm.
What was the town I referenced?
Was it Puerto Vallarta?
Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah.
Where they were saying they're warning everyone that's visiting there to hunker down and not
Yes.
travel and hide, basically, that it's just a war
Yes.
zone. So
But-
things are really chaotic
But you
across the
wonder,
border right
could
now.
this have anything to do with that? Maybe
Yeah,
she's
so
in
we'll get in.
Mexico.
I mean, there's been indications that they're looking at Mexico and the border. So we can I want to kind of get into all of these possibilities and sort of look at what makes sense and what doesn't. See where the evidence actually points us, because I think we can kind of, through some deductive logic, kind of whittle this down to what truly makes some sense. I don't know. I don't mean solve it, but I think there's some ideas that are just outrageous
Mhm.
when you really look at what's happened and things that line up and things that don't.
Mhm.
Because basically, if you listen to people, the theories are just all over the map.
They are. They really are.
So, but yeah, I want to get into that with the cartels and even Epstein, all that kind of stuff, and see what makes sense and what tracks and what's logical, which may be difficult in this case.
CJ says TMZ to me is hook, line, and seeker to the fake ransom notes.
Yeah.
And he said you rarely get a second or a third, let alone a third deadline. Right.
Yeah. I mean,
It's just weird.
the ransom, we could just start with this. Actually, does the ransom at this point is there any chance that was legitimate?
Not in my opinion.
I'll tell you.
I don't think it ever really made sense.
I don't know about the TMZ one, but the text.
Well, the one that the guy
Annie
that got
and
caught.
Tomas got.
He's
were
already
very
been-
odd. Very. It doesn't matter. They're very odd.
Well,
They're
but that
very
was the guy that got arrested. The one that texted them.
I
Was the one that
know,
got
but what
arrested.
I'm saying is when you actually read the texts, did you get the Bitcoin yet?
Yeah.
That's as if, I don't know, maybe we had a conversation prior to this about getting a
If there
Bitcoin
was-
if Nancy disappeared. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's too weird. It's too weird.
Yes, that is strange.
Mhm.
I guess I mean more in if the ransom is like your standard kidnapping ransom,
Mhm.
where there's not any connection to the family, no inside job. Someone's kidnapped Nancy. They're demanding this $1 million and multi-million dollars in Bitcoin and whatnot. I think all of that was a hoax. I don't think that ever really made any sense for the main reason that you wouldn't wait several days. You wouldn't wait weeks afterward to try to get money and all of that.
No, you do it right away.
You do it right away. And there's even a recent story. I don't know if any of you have heard this or not. But have you heard about this Igor Komarov, the 28-year-old that was kidnapped in Bali, Indonesia? Do you know the story at all?
No, I don't. But I do want to say one thing. I didn't realize there is Dreaming says a fifth letter was just unfathomable. Help me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fathomable.
that word. I couldn't get it out.
Unfathomable.
I think our possibilities are that it was that these ransoms are hoaxes, hoping to just kind of cash in on the big case, pranks,
Oh,
or I think in a lesser possibility is it could be someone involved trying to misdirect the public from what happened. But I think the first two are more likely a prank or a hoax to try to get money.
Yeah. real
but
quick. CJ says, to me, it's overseas because FBI can't track due to international law, possibly.
Sure.
Cajun says TMZ said that the first one mentioned where her Apple Watch was inside the home. That part was weird to me.
Yeah, but then
But
but
there
there
was
was
so
in,
much media attention about what was in the house, that her Apple Watch was there. I think that it probably was actually even shown on video at some point when, you know, or said on video somewhere during interviews, or
I
that
know.
it was beside her bed. I mean, how easy of a guess is that for an 84-year-old that at that time of the night, her Apple Watch is going to be by her bed?
And Sonia,
Right.
that's a incredible statement. This is
I
so
know.
incredibly sad that this woman lives 84 years and this is how it ends for her. Exactly. I mean, this is crazy. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Right. A pointless, senseless kind of ending if she's not with us.
Yeah, and Michelle says, why send a ransom note to glorified gossip channel and not to obtain not to a source to obtain it without issues? Well, that was a
Right.
great point that was put out early on. Is normally ransom notes are kind of done on the down low.
Yeah, that's why I want to get to this
Okay.
example. So I didn't know if you'd heard about this guy.
No, I haven't. Okay, I'm
Auntie,
sorry.
had you heard of this Igor Komarov that was kidnapped in Bali? Had you heard
I
this
thought it
story?
was Igor. Is it Igor?
Igor, I don't know.
Okay.
I have no clue. I
Tomato. Okay.
heard a little bit about it. I don't know the deep details.
So I saw the video of him, and it's like it's the hostage type of video, you know, where he's
Video
begging
looks,
for-
yeah, his eyes look horrible.
So supposedly his family is crime connected, and he's
Okay,
from he's from Ukraine,
Okay.
and he's 28 years old. He's vacationing in Bali, gets kidnapped, and then the hostage video comes out, and he's
Okay.
like missing limbs and beaten up and begging for his life. And they're demanding
Bad.
$10 million for his release.
We're not
And
showing this, are we?
no, I wasn't going to show. No,
Oh,
no, I'm not
because
gonna,
I don't want to see that.
no, I'm not going to show it.
It's bad.
Like he's like all bandaged up.
No, I don't want
right?
to see it. No.
So in his face, he's clearly been beaten up.
Oh, his eyes are
And-
black.
Yeah, so he's begging for his life. But with this, you know, you've got the video comes out on the February 19th. The demand for the ransoms posted on the 20th and 21st. And apparently his family, if you believe what they're saying, the people that have abducted him, they feel like they're owed 10 million from this crime family.
Okay.
They want 10 million that they are owed for the release of this man. I don't know if that's if they actually, you know, if they're actually a crime family, what the situation. I'm just saying that this is what the allegations are, right? That's how you would expect a ransom, though, to happen, right? Person's abducted, you release a proof of life video for the person begging for, hey, pay the 10 million. They're cutting off my limbs and beating me up. They're going to kill me if you don't give the 10 million. And then a few days later, they posted demands, and they're also asking for the police to not be involved in all this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's how a ransom demand goes. Not like this, where you have an 84-year-old lady disappear in the night, and then several days later, no proof of life. These kind of weird emails are filling out forms on news websites. So very indirectly trying to contact the family for Bitcoin with various deadlines with no consequence, really.
Mm-hmm.
Just doesn't pass the sniff test at all. It just doesn't make you think that that's real. That the other man, the Bali guy, that's how you would expect a ransom to happen quickly I mean, unfortunately, proof that you're willing to be violent to the man and proof of life. And they haven't shown any proof of life
Right.
that we're aware of.
Oh, thank you, Seth. Seth's here. Hey, Seth.
Oh, good to see you, Seth. We'll look forward to seeing you here in a few days. And yeah, the surgery went well. Thank you for asking. With that, it went as well as it could.
I think it's the easiest surgery we've had so far.
And even if they don't want to
Knock on
show
wood.
her on video because you're worried about AI and things like that, you could always have her pass family secrets through message to indicate she's alive. Because all families have their inside jokes, their inside lingo, inside stories, things that only people in the Guthrie family would know. So I think, in my mind, I mean, never. I mean, I can't say anything 100%, but I think in my mind, the ransom is just not was not ever a real situation. It's some type of hoax, I think. Um,
Well, I mean, and the fact that it's multiple, there's multiple ransom notes and
There's
also
just a lot
multiple
of
sources,
Yeah.
right?
well, there's just a lot of layers, and I don't know if you saw it today, but there's some ladies with this search group went on the property day without permission and had these like little kind of pole type. I wouldn't say they were digging up stuff, but they were moving rocks and going down with this pole to see if they could find soft ground. And the sheriff's department came. There was 3 sheriff's people there. They were looking for the ladies. It was all live streamed, of course. But I mean, people are basically wanting to take it in their own hands to look because there's been no search parties. In the area, there's just not anything going on, and people, I think, are really upset and demanding something be done.
I don't know. I don't know this. You
This
mean they were
today,
on Nancy's?
they were there today. There's about, I don't know, a
Yeah.
dozen or more
TJ
live streamers.
confirming.
Um,
Yeah.
Picking up they picked up a backpack and moved it with a stick and carried it. That was something that was found. Mrs. E had sent that to me earlier
Yeah.
today. I hadn't heard of that, but then I turned it on to just see what was going on there. And these ladies, they're like a group from
That's crazy.
out of Mexico, and they look for lost people. And they went on the property, just started like taking these rods and poking it down and moving rocks to see if there was any ground that seemed disturbed. Because when you've got a desert terrain, everything looks like piles of dirt and rocks. And so then the sheriff's office came, and there were deputies there, and they were looking for the ladies. They had already left. I mean, and that was all unfolding as I was getting ready. So I was like, golly, I mean, it's just constant chaos there.
Well,
I didn't know that part. I knew the search groups were out today, but they were given instructions that they were only supposed to take pictures of things and then email it to the
These
sheriff's
ladies,
office, I think.
these
That's
ladies
crazy.
were moving rocks on her property.
I am quilting says I've been glued to this story. So has Aunt E. Aunt E is like on top of it. If we have any questions, she's like,
Well,
she
what
knows
I do
everything
is
that's going on.
I'm not a TV watcher, so I'll just turn it on. And of course, Brian Enton's one of the most reliable sources out there that I feel like is actually a real legitimate journalist. He's really trying to dig into the Mexico connection and go to Mexico and talk to people to see if they even have heard of this lady. I mean, he's just doing a lot, and there's a lot of other great ones too. But I've been watching it every day because I just turn it on and let it be on all day while I'm in the house working on things. It's crazy.
Well, in a way, I don't mind the search groups because of where they're at in that terrain. She could be if she's not alive, her body could just be out there in the mountains or the desert anywhere.
Right.
Mhm.
And so there's no way that the sheriff's office, they can do any kind of major. There's so much terrain and it's so hard to search. You can, I don't mind. And sometimes these volunteers find people that the authorities would not otherwise find. I just wish that they'd followed the instructions and not pick up items with their sticks. But just take pictures and send it
Yeah.
in.
Evil CJ said, if I was a criminal, I would send out a fake search crew to destroy any potential evidence that would be that would only lead to me. Like it seems like they did that today. That's
Right?
kind of what it seemed like. And also, I think it was Tabe said that specific group of moms that was looking today, they've got a name. It's like Mothers of something.
Okay.
They have a track record of finding people, finding bodies and stuff. So that's why they kind of took it upon themselves to start looking for Nancy.
I was reading that it was almost all women volunteers today that was in the search, just a handful of men involved.
They have I cannot, it's escaping me. CJ has a good point. For those of you who do want to search and help try to find missing people, to anyone who wants to search, do not pick up anything, do not touch anything, do not move anything, just call it in. That is correct. And
Take pictures.
L. Kennedy, I'm with you. I can't believe Nancy's property isn't off limits to anyone besides, I think she means Ellie.
Yeah, that's insane.
Well, the fact that
didn't
you're letting
you say there were flowers delivered today?
Oh yeah, there's flowers delivered almost all day, every day. There's people bringing flowers, individuals, florists, Uber Eats. The Uber delivery has been delivering
I knew
flowers.
about the Domino's. That's the
We
only
saw
one
the
I'd heard.
pizza guy.
Yeah, we saw the
Well,
pizza.
Well, and then you've
Crazy.
had the pool cleaners have been there 2 times that I know of, that I've actually seen them come and clean the pool. I'm like, this should be a crime scene. It's a crime
I
scene.
know. I just don't understand it.
I don't either.
Crime
And
scene,
I'm sure
not a
you're
crime
gonna-
scene. Crime
I
scene, not a
know,
crime.
and I'm sure you're going to get into the Pima County Sheriff's Office a
Yeah.
little bit later on too, right?
Yeah. And Cheryl says there is a memorial by her mailbox. And Cheryl is amazing at crafts. I already believe her. I've never seen her channel, but I'm certain that Cheryl is amazing with crafts. She's convinced me. I believe her.
It's all in the name.
Yeah, I love it.
I do want to just play. I'm going to play a few different clips. We hadn't played this yet since we've been gone this long, but this was the latest from Savannah.
Okay.
I wanted to come on, and it's been 2 weeks since our mom was taken, and I just wanted to come on and say that we still have hope, and we still believe. And I wanted to say to whoever has her or knows where she is, that it's never too late. And you're not lost or alone.
So sad.
And it is never too late to do the right thing. And we are here. We believe. And we believe in the essential goodness of every human being. And it's never too late.
Yeah, I agree with you guys, Brenda and Ty Bay and CJ. It's just so sad. So sad.
It is terribly sad. And yeah, so Suanna says, boy, she looks horrible. Poor lady. She's really going through it. You can see it. Bless her. Yeah,
It's just-
there's an evolution from all of the videos she did. And, they almost look more hopeful at the beginning. At this point, I don't think she's hopeful at all. She looks like she's in mourning to me.
Yeah, I think so too.
Um,
But wouldn't you be after a few weeks? I
Mhm.
mean,
I think at this point, what she's trying to do there, that my read on that is that she wants closure, and she's trying to appeal to some kind of humanity and whoever knows something, saying it's never too late. I'm not sure, the never too late. It's never too late to do the right thing, I suppose. It may be too late for Nancy. But whoever is responsible or knows something, they can at least give this family some type of closure, and that they're hoping to try to connect with the kidnapper in some way, I think.
yeah, CJ, I agree with you. When the sheriff said on day 15 that it could take years, he needed to step down right then. You don't say that on day 15. Well,
I am not a
agree more.
fan of the sheriff at this point.
I thought at first,
Um,
all right, but he gets a lot of things wrong.
I don't.
This whole reality series is throwing me for a loop.
Yeah.
You all didn't believe me when I told you. You're
I
like,
didn't.
Oh, I
Well,
was like,
tell them because they may not know.
well, and for those of you who have kind of sort of been following the case but hadn't really dove into it, the Pima County Sheriff's Office is actually part of a reality TV show called Desert Law. And I just wonder how this case has impacted the ratings on this Desert Law show. You still got the same sheriff who seems kind of incompetent that's in charge of this whole investigation. And his department is the one that's the main law office in Desert Law that they're focusing on and what they're doing. So I wonder how this case will play into the show. And, heaven forbid it's a ploy for ratings.
I want to take some time to watch it at some point. Actually,
I know, and
has
he's
anybody
got it.
Has anybody in the chat watched this show, this Pima County
Desert Law.
reality? Has anyone actually watched it? And if you have, I'd kind of like to know, what was your impression of the department and everyone there? I need
Well,
to watch it at some point.
I think it's like Cindy said, not just that he gets it wrong, but he just backtracks and denies saying it. And his interviews, I mean, he's interviewed several times now with different media, and he's backtracking. Some of the information's inaccurate, and it's really confusing. And I think that, along with the reality show aspect, is very concerning.
I mean, I know that the show's
I
been out for
know.
a couple of years and it had nothing to do with
Oh,
this, at least at this
right.
point.
But the Pima County Sheriff's Office premiere, with them, just started prior to this investigation and her going missing. And so the show's been on, but Pima has just started, being focused on there. And I know it's not about her. I'm just saying, is this case going to play a role in future productions of the show and how
Right.
they've
Are they filming right now? Do we know?
Yeah.
I
I don't know. I
don't
haven't
know.
Did they
looked
pick them
into
up
it.
for
I
another
mean,
season?
I'm sure it's been discussed if they haven't
Those
started.
I would
law
hope
reality
not.
shows usually do great.
I mean, it got 2 seasons, so it must have done okay the first season to get a second, but there's just something about a
It's
sheriff's
weird.
office that's doing a reality show for multiple years that makes you kind of wonder, what are these guys all about? Where are your priorities?
Right.
Is your priority being famous in public perception, or is it your career? And maybe that's not fair, but that's what it makes me think.
Right.
I mean, I would guess most sheriffs would say, no way are we having reality cameras. Reality TV crews follow us around and
Right.
talk trash about each other and, show us at our worst and everything else. I think I would bet the vast majority would turn down the opportunity to be on a reality TV show. Wouldn't you think? Or do you think they all jump at it for the money?
Well, you mean a law enforcement agency?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that there are people that could be naive to the process. You and I are not. We
Mhm.
were offered a reality show years and years and
Mhm.
years and years ago. Like probably what? Let's see. Probably
10 years ago or more.
10 or 15 years
Yeah.
ago.
I thought it was even longer than that.
Well, I'm not talking about I'm talking about the one
We turned down.
Tabitha Takes Over.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I thought, yes. I was thinking.
I found the contract to it the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I kept it because it was bizarro because I was so angry. Because long story short, they just tried to manipulate things to make things look like our situation was bad in exchange for like redoing our office and a few other things that they were going to do, but they were trying to mislead the public. And once we realized what they were up to, we quit.
Well, you didn't
Or
want your
we turned
company-
it down. We wouldn't sign the contract.
Well, you didn't want your company to be represented in a bad light because that might not even lead to more exposure for your company. It might make it worse or nobody want to go.
Well, it was, and they wanted us to, we didn't have debt with our company. So they wanted us to include our mortgage in the debt and say that we were in X amount of,
Yeah.
it was something like
Financial
that.
problems.
Like
They
that
wanna
make it look like
dark.
we had financial problems when we didn't.
Yeah.
And when we realized that that's what they were up to,
And then we said
we
we
were
were
like,
out.
and redoing our office
We
is
said
not
we were
worth
out.
all that. We don't like that. So they got really mad and they cussed him out on the phone.
They did.
They did.
Our
The
producer was not happy with me.
They chewed us out. Oh, they were so mad.
Yeah.
It was on A&E too, wasn't it?
I think they were in A&E.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So just I don't know if it's directly related. It's just part of the many things in this whole case that are just weird. That just it's just another thing. But it does make me wonder a little bit about. It just makes me wonder what he's doing. He's doing a lot of interviews and a lot of it doesn't seem like it's really out there to inform the public. It's more to deflect. It's very defensive. A lot of his interviews, it's a lot of finger pointing at the public or at the media for how they're covering the case. There's we'll get into this in a bit, but he says something like he calls them my journalists or something in one of his interviews. And it's like, man, you don't have control over the journalists out there. There's just things that rub me the wrong way about him.
And
Sorry, you did not get a notification.
I was going to say, for those of you that aren't getting notifications, turn them off and then turn them back on. Sometimes that helps. I'm not getting them either. I didn't get one for today, even though I knew we were doing the show, but they don't always come up for me either.
They
I don't know
haven't
why.
been. I don't know what's going on with all that stuff. And Real Me Too says, I know someone that was on wife swap. So do I. But we also got offered a weird wife swap one time where we were going to wife swap or family swap with people in Ireland.
In Ireland, yeah.
And I
remember that. That was crazy.
Well, I blew that deal up because I was like, we have to fly on separate planes.
Too many demands.
I will not take my daughter, and there was a bunch of stuff.
Dietary restrictions.
There were dietary restrictions. There were all kinds of stuff. And
yeah, we were a little too difficult there.
Yeah. They wanted us to be sheep herders, though. I think was it Ireland or Scotland?
It was Ireland.
No, it was Scotland.
No, it was definitely Ireland.
Was it? Okay, it was Ireland. Okay.
It was definitely Ireland.
But we were going to go live in Ireland for like a month, and they were going to record us. Don't ask me how we get involved in this stuff, but we seem to get picked for these things. I don't know why, but
I'm going to play this because I think if you're looking through all of the evidence that's come out, the best evidence we have is this security video.
Yes.
Of what's actually happened. So I know many of you have watched it. We have not actually played it on our show or talked about this yet. So I wanted to play this a few times.
No, we haven't.
And
we
kind of get our.
It. We played it.
I don't think we did.
I thought we talked about the weird ferns and everything.
But we didn't play this video, I don't think.
I don't know. We've talked about it offline so much. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because we talked about possibly another person in the background. You know,
there is it looks like there is. When you've seen the zoomed in stuff, it does look like there's something going on.
There's something else going on back there.
So I want to play this. So I know this gives us the best indication of what actually happened, I think.
Hey, Garrett. CJ said this. We uncovered the individual walking from the left to the right, standing next to the tree in the back. Yeah.
So, of course, this is the front door for Nancy's home.
I mean, they're just not even in a hurry. Like, they're just so casual and nonchalant.
Yep. And then this.
That drives me nuts. Really quick, Cece, she says, how do people get offered reality shows? How do shows become interested? It's because of what we did for a living. People were interested and reached out to us because of our jobs.
Background.
We have interesting jobs. So that is why they would come to us. We've never applied for a reality show. They always came to us. We even filmed a pilot once. Somebody came to us wanting us to film a pilot of our family.
So his lack of movement and his just taking his sweet time is part of the deal. But this trying to put these little, I don't know, whatever shrub or plant he's torn off here, trying to use that to cover the camera.
CJ said they debunked debunked car lights in the upper right, and the phone is actually a flower in the hand. Can you see his comment? I might be not saying it right.
Debunked car lights in the upper right, and the phone is actually a flower from the hand.
Huh.
Okay. I'll go back and play.
CJ is do we have any moderators in here that would help? If not, I can do it real quick. We'll put CJ's channel into the chat, and that way you can go watch CJ's. Of course, after you finish here. Let's see. Hold on, CJ.
I thought it was hard to determine if it was truly something or not.
If what was truly something?
Like in the background, whether it was another person. I thought it was hard to tell. But it almost, and you know what? They only gave us parts of the video because
Yeah.
you don't see him walk all the way back up to the camera. It's spliced, and then and then all you see is the plant or whatever. And I think
Yeah.
that made it a little bit hard to follow. It's like, why not just show the
And
whole thing?
and is there a reason for that? Was there
Yes.
something in that stretch of the video where they're like, we don't want that in the public yet?
Oh,
Maybe,
CJ said he has a video. He said, I have a short video. If you want to play it, you can. It's the last video in the vid section of the channel, or I can send it. I broke both down. Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I can look
fine.
for that here in a second.
Hey,
Thanks.
CJ, can you send it? Just what would you rather him send?
Yeah, Brenda says we don't know if this is before or after either.
right.
So there's not a timestamp on that video.
Right.
So we don't know. Okay, so on the video, from just what I see there, the guy's not in a rush.
Mhm.
So why isn't he in a hurry? I mean, he doesn't seem to care if anybody sees him on the porch or not. I mean, he's walking back out from the hidden space on the porch to walk back out there to grab these shrubs. Using that plant or whatever that is to cover the camera it tells you so much to me. All of the theories that involve this being like a super professional
Mhm.
hitman spy agency kind of thing, to me, is out the window with that. This is
Mhm.
a low IQ dude thinking he's going to cover a camera with shrubbery for some reason, that is just going to magically stay in the air, and it in some ways couldn't have been that well thought out, because if he were really prepared, why wouldn't he just bring a bag or tape?
Spray or
Spray paint, whatever.
well, spray paint it doesn't really work that well, but there's stuff that you could use that would work.
Anything
for
would have
sure.
been better than improvising with grass.
But if
taking
you were
grass,
gonna, if you were gonna rip it off and take it anyway, why wouldn't you do it at that point?
Right?
I mean, it just
weird.
doesn't make sense. It's almost like it was orchestrated to look like that's when they want you to think she was taken. But she was,
Oh.
and that's what made me go back again to the family. And was she even brought home at 9 o'clock, and the garage door going up and down and all that jazz? It made me go back to, they had to make it look that way after something else happened somewhere else.
Hey, thank you,
And
CJ.
I mean,
CJ
it just looks so orchestrated and lame.
CJ says he can send you any raw edits of his edits he's working on to unravel the person in the back. He's been working on them for a few weeks.
Yeah, thank you, CJ. I appreciate it.
that's awesome.
I hadn't looked at anything about the video people in the background.
No, there's some stuff going on there.
But you
that's
know,
interesting.
it's just, I mean, I know they said, oh, she made it home. Well, how do we know? How do we know? And why? And I think Sonia says this too. And this was the other question I had that was just killing me. Why has there not been any video of any vehicle?
Right. From anybody's house.
From anybody's house that lives down the road, from traffic cams. And they said there was all kinds of traffic cams. Why has there been no vehicle whatsoever that's been identified as, hey, look for this type of car? We've never even gotten
because between 1:48 and 2, whatever it is, 30 in the morning or whatever time, there cannot be that many cars that drove down that road.
Right.
No,
I mean, it's got to be a dozen at the most.
That's why I go back to it. They wanted it to be seen like it was at that time. There wouldn't be a car at that time if she never made it home.
Oh, look at you. That's a whole other theory I haven't heard.
That's
look at you, smarty pants. That's really smart.
Well, I've just been thinking about it, and I'm like, yeah, they sent this guy, okay, get a backpack, and okay, you're gonna dress up and you're gonna look like this, and you're gonna try to block the camera. I mean, it just seems like
that's a great idea. I can't believe my
and so they got everybody going down this wild goose chase of this time and what happened and this masked man, and that's not, it has nothing to do with what truly happened.
Well, where did this guy come from then?
Whoever did this, whatever happened, whoever was responsible for something happening to her, set it all up with someone.
That's an interesting theory. I haven't heard anybody say that.
They got a dude to do it. People will do anything for money. I'll pay you $5,000. All you got to do is go up and pretend like you're breaking in and like you're trying to obscure the camera and blah, blah, blah. And I mean, why even leave the camera? Why even allow the camera to see you? Why wouldn't you rip it off the wall right then?
Well, he did go through a lot of trouble with the masking and everything, though, and the multiple layers of clothing.
And I know you guys are going to argue with me, but I think those eyes are very feminine.
Yeah.
And if you've seen a picture of the wrist on the video, the wrists are pretty thin for a woman. I mean, for a man, pretty delicate. If you've looked at the wrists, I'm just saying, you just don't know. Someone could put on multiple layers or a fake beard or anything to look like a man, but the eyes are really feminine looking.
They do estimate that the person's 5'9" or 5'10", which would be pretty tall for a woman.
Our mom was 5. What?
It's
What's mom?
just well above the average.
She was 5'9". Not,
it's possible. It's just well above the average.
But I'm just saying,
Not
it's not
impossible.
unheard of.
Yeah.
Well, Romy too said her devices were connected at home. That then it disconnected at 2:21. Well, they could have taken her devices away from her at that point, and that could have been part of the staging. Let's set her devices up here.
No.
But her heart monitor,
right?
The pacemaker.
Also,
yeah, but that it was disconnected from her device at that time. All they have to do is take her watch or her phone away from her, and after so many feet, it's disconnected. So they could have, at that point, when they figured out what they were going to do, then after they did it, the guy's got it in his backpack. Then he sets them down in the house.
I don't think that works.
This is why we talked this through, because we also know that they can tell. We've learned this from Sebastian's case, right? That they can tell when a phone is being moved and when it's not, right? When a phone's being picked up. We know that not
if you have a Faraday bag and you put it in a Faraday bag.
Okay.
A Faraday bag can block all signal and anything from
any movement,
any movement, everything. It blocks everything, because I have one that I keep with me because I don't like the fact that I can be tracked everywhere. And if you ever have any kind of thing that you know,
says the woman who tracks my every move on.
Hey,
what's that?
That's Granny. Find my iPhone. Find my iPhone.
They track. They're always like, "Why are you at Walmart?"
Always have a Faraday bag because of you just never know when there's going to be power surges and kinds of things that you need a Faraday bag. Everybody needs a Faraday bag. Put all devices in it.
This is the first I've ever heard of it.
Oh, you can order on Amazon.
I think she made it home. She made it home. So why do you do the blood inside the house?
To make it look like something happened. You stage it.
Why would you want it to look like that?
What would the point be?
To make it look like what happened to her at home, and it happened somewhere else. Something happened to her, so they took some blood, they dropped it around. I mean, it could be easily.
You're firing up Romy too. She says, but
there's someone else's DNA is mixed
DNA
there too.
But that DNA could be a caregiver that comes in regularly, a cleaning lady, someone that works in the house, a repairman that came in. Someone else's DNA can be in the house. You can bring in someone else's DNA. If you had a grocery guy that bagged all your groceries and he cut his finger on the bag, or he had skin that sells, there's ways to get DNA in your home. I mean, there's probably, I know people that come in our home all the time. The guy that sprays for bugs, that, just anybody can leave DNA in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why were they suspicious of this DNA? They're calling it a mixture of DNA. Why are they suspicious of this DNA? They're not telling us that it's someone's blood, but I think reading between the lines, we can assume it's two people's blood, right?
I don't think
Sophie says some of the blood is aspirated. Just so
I didn't know that.
So,
how do you determine
this is what we're doing? We're having fun, or not fun, but you know what I mean. We're trying to put together the story.
But didn't they say that her pacemaker disconnected from her device at the home?
Right.
Whatever time it was.
It disconnected from her device. It doesn't mean that it was at home. It disconnected from the device.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it would have to be at home.
Yeah.
It was at home.
Okay, I have a pacemaker and I have my phone, and I hand you my phone and you go out in my car. It's disconnected. It disconnected from me. That doesn't mean it's at home when it disconnects. Do we have that data? Yes, we know it disconnected, but do we know the phone was laying on her nightstand when it disconnected from her? Do we know that for sure? Because I think they never
on their
said that for sure.
timeline, right? That they
Ooh.
released, they had the three things. They had the camera being disabled at I don't know why I don't have this in front of me. But 148, I think it is, and then they
Mhm.
have motion on a camera at like 2, I can't remember the time
10?
now.
I'm
Yeah,
just
like
telling
12 or
you.
something. And then they have her pacemaker disconnecting basically 40 minutes after that camera was disabled. Right? That's the three
Right.
points that they gave us, not counting the garage door opening at 9:40 something.
48, right?
So we had this 40-minute window
Ooh,
of
Cajun,
things
that's a
happening
good
around
one.
her house.
Right. But how do we know the things happening around her house were not staged things happening around her house? That they came in staged
Why?
to make it
Okay,
look.
here's my
So
question.
what do you
Why?
bring?
Why?
It doesn't make
Because you want the heat off of you. If
No,
you were
but
the
why
last
this
one,
woman? Why? None of
because
this makes sense.
because she was maybe she was with family and it got heated or she had a heart attack or something happened to her and they felt responsible and they didn't want to report it.
So why not leave her there?
It didn't happen there. It happened wherever she was.
I don't agree with that.
I'm
But
just saying it's a theory. It's a theory.
You're making my head hurt. No, I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
Cajun had an idea. She said, "I think some
Hey,
DNA."
I want to thank astrology before you do that.
Okay,
If that's okay. Astrology for Mystics with Jen. Thank you for your super chat. We really do appreciate it. And she says, I'm wondering tonight, just another angle to view this case. Arizona has had a lot of tribal nations with reservations. Horse is a vehicle, no DNA. That's a really, I mean, why not?
Wouldn't be picked up by
there is no way
license plate readers.
There's no way an 84-year-old woman could be gotten on a horse, but she could get in. Maybe they could something that a horse was
buggy.
hauling, a buggy. So I mean, it's possible. It's possible.
I mean, I don't understand why we
Thank
don't have a
you,
vehicle.
Melissa. Thank you so much. Melissa says, actually, the absurdity of the after actions has me believing Aunt E more than the sheriff. So thanks.
And Melissa just gifted 10 memberships. If you received a gifted membership from our sweet Melissa, please tell her thank you.
Thank you, Melissa.
And thank you so much, Melissa. And just to break it up a little bit, I think we need to hear my favorite.
But I want to say thank you to you. I haven't had an orthodox career, and I've wanted more than anything to have your respect. The first time I didn't feel it, but this time I feel it, and I can't deny the fact that you like me. Right now, you like me.
Thank you, sweet
Thank you,
Melissa,
Melissa.
and thank you, Astrology for Mystics.
And a couple of really good comments.
Tony got a membership.
Congratulations, Tony.
Kitty Hawk said Nancy may have been severely wounded in the middle of her forehead, and when the blood dripped down, she aspirated it off the bridge of her nose and mouth. That's a possibility. And then Cajun said, I think some of the DNA could be his saliva from the bite of the flashlight.
That's a good one.
Had to remove
that's
it
really
in
good,
order to
Cajun.
speak.
That's really good, Cajun.
Now, did they did find a flashlight inside, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't
They
that
did?
something that was found?
Oh, I don't know.
They found the bite flashlight?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I
Oh.
know that I thought there was something about a flashlight at some point.
Aw,
So
let them send
If
us
they
a-
found that, I hadn't heard. That's the first I've heard that, but I guess they haven't talked a lot about what they've actually, there's a lot they won't tell us. They won't tell us, they won't confirm if someone came in, how they came in. They won't confirm if it was forced entry, although originally that was reported. Later it wasn't. We don't really, there's a lot we really don't, and we don't know what the crime scene is inside or what the DNA was they sent off.
I think that we know if nothing was stolen, that it definitely was not a crime of just a thief trying to steal something. If nothing was taken, then we know that it was targeted. It was to take her, because nobody's going to want to haul an 84-year-old woman around with health issues. I mean, you would just you would just unalive her and leave her there and go about your robbing or whatever you're going to do, but you wouldn't leave it the way they left it. And that's the thing that doesn't make sense. And I just don't think the family, of course, they've made statements, and I'm not blaming the family at all, but there's a lot to say when some of the family, you've got one person speaking and the person that saw her last has not come out and said one word. So the person that took her home has not said one word. And there were rumors that he had gone to Italy. I don't know if that's true, not been verified. And so I'm not saying that's true, but
have we?
no, not once, not at all.
Right.
He was in a car and they were covering their faces in a car at the very beginning.
Okay, 2 things. Thank you. Let them 66 send us a cute little super sticker of a fox that says "My hero." Very sweet. Thank you. That is so sweet of you. And
Thank you
then
very much.
also, Cindy F makes a great point. No one comes with a full backpack to rob a place.
Yeah, what's in that?
What's in
backpack?
that backpack?
That's why I think that was they were staging stuff. They were staging it.
Okay.
And maybe they did take her then, but they were staging it to look a certain way. I just think they were. There's just more to the story.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you something that does not make sense to me, that I don't think happened. And this is one of the theories I've heard occasionally. One of the theories I've heard is that it was sending a message to Savannah, some kind of revenge, retaliation, whatever.
You think so?
I've heard it as a theory. I don't believe this to be true, though. I mean, there's a lot of theories, but I'm just going to say why I don't think this is possible. Because if it were trying to send Savannah some kind of message, like whatever, maybe something she did in her reporting or whatever, you would have left Nancy's body there. You wouldn't take it. You would, if it were a revenge, send a message, something that she did or someone in her family did that crossed them, you wouldn't leave it ambiguous as to what happened to Nancy. You'd leave her there to be found. If it were some kind of professional revenge thing, I think.
Thought Criminal says he is not and never has been in Italy. I
and I don't know that people were saying that, and I have found nothing to indicate that, but I do think it's kind of odd that they've disappeared. And they've not spoken out more about, how, typically you see people plead for communication. Please let us know if you have her. Our mother-in-law meant the world to us. She was with us that evening and we would love to, we want her home. We miss her. I mean, nothing like that.
Well, some things are very interesting. Like okay, first of all, I just want everybody to realize this is how we are on the phone when we're not on the air, except we talk over each other a lot more.
Yeah.
So you're basically getting some insight to what it's like to talk to the 3 of us on the phone at the same time. Number 2, something we talked about right before the show is the fact that it's odd that the sheriff cleared the family with this vehicle not being returned to them.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Well, so
odd.
Tommaso or whatever his name is,
Let's just call him Tom.
So their vehicle is impounded and still not returned. I'm going to play devil's advocate here a little bit. If I'm him and my vehicle and my phone and everything's been seized out of my house, I might lawyer up at this point too. Because he knows even if he's innocent, he knows that he's the last person to drop her off.
Right.
That if he knows anything about true crime at all, if he watches any of this kind of stuff, he knows that he's going to be the first person they're going to look at. And if they've impounded his vehicle and taken his phone and his laptop and who knows what else from the house, and they've been out to their neighborhood multiple times, getting neighbors' cameras and bringing out brown bags of stuff from the house and taking pictures in the garage and all these things, he may be just like, you know what? I'm not saying a word. I'm lawyering up, even if he's innocent.
Right.
Because sometimes innocent people go to prison for things they didn't do.
Well, that's true.
It happens.
If he thinks that way, then that could be, it could be an explanation for why he's not publicly saying anything. And I'm
where the Italy rumor came about because Savannah was going to be doing the Olympics over there, and her family was going with her. Her sister, Tommaso, all of them were supposed to go to the Olympics with Savannah, and I heard initially that of course, that Savannah wasn't going. The trip was canceled for the family, but there were rumors that he went on to Italy to the Olympics. So that's where the rumors came from, but I don't know if he ever really went.
Yeah, I
So
don't know.
that's where all that that's where the talk came from. It was because Savannah was going to cover the Olympics.
Yeah, sorry, just reading the chat there a
And
little bit.
Vicky
So
said that her mom is 85 and she would not answer the phone or the door at 1:45 in the morning. I don't think my mom would either. And she probably wore hearing aids. And if you're in bed, you don't leave your hearing aids in. 90% of the elderly will take them out.
And they can't hear a thing without them.
And they can't. And so how did she know someone was at the door? Did she answer the door? I mean, none of it makes sense. And they tell you just enough information for you to have no true answers. I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
Mr. E, I'm sending you CJ's video through our Crimies. It'll take a few minutes to get over there to you. But
thank you for that too, CJ. Be interested to see what that is. So I'm going to read this. So if you hadn't heard this part from earlier in the week, Sheriff Nanos cleared the Guthrie family. So this is the direct quote from their X account. To be clear, the Guthrie family, to include all siblings and spouses, has been cleared as possible suspects in this case. The family has been nothing but cooperative and gracious and are victims in this case. To suggest otherwise is not only wrong, it is cruel. The Guthrie family are victims, plain and simple. Please, I'm begging you, the media, to honor your profession and report with some sense of compassion and professionalism.
They are victims. They are absolutely victims. But I think that the problem is with the general public, especially people that follow true crime, is we have seen so many people who are seemingly innocent be involved with the disappearance or unaliving of a loved one. We've seen it so many times. So unfortunately, that's where a lot of people's minds go these days. Am I wrong?
No.
And I mean, so many times it's the parent of a child. I mean, how many times is it the immediate family, someone in the immediate family? Almost always with the child, it's someone in the immediate family. Almost always. I've been looking at them this week, just different ones where the parent did this, the parent in Las Vegas.
There's been some really ugly stuff lately. Really,
and the dance mom, and the daughter, and then the dad with the 3 daughters and the hiking. And I mean, there's just been, and it's really, really awful. It's awful, but a lot of times that's where you go because that's what you know. And so, the more cases we cover, the more our mind goes to, well, what was going on with the family?
I think the true crime community as a whole, rather than the general public who just sees the news. And I think that because our audience and other people's audience, we dig a little deeper and we think outside the box a little bit more than just the standard, oh my goodness, this lady was kidnapped. Well, oh my goodness, this lady was kidnapped. Odds are it had something to do with a loved one or a relative that's close to her. That's where the true crime mind goes, right?
Because that's a lot of times that's what happens,
right? But the people that are just watching it on the news, oh my
goodness, right here,
a ransom note,
Well, me too says I don't understand with a family with as much money hasn't offered $1 million reward. People know who this guy is, and it might make them, decide to come forward. I mean, why would she not offer, I have given there's a $2 million reward for my mother's return, dead or alive. If she's returned to us, we will give you $2 million if you can help us lead to her being found. I mean, why would you not? Because the burden of proof then falls on them. They have to tell you how they know, why they know, and they will be investigated as to why they know this. And, if they are implicated, then, you'll know eventually. But why would you not offer it up? I mean, some outsider did another 100,000 recently.
Yes.
But not the family.
I wanted to say thank you to Marion Tilbury. Thank you so much for becoming a member. We are going to do okay, it probably won't be in the month of February, but at the beginning of March, we'll do another not true crime. What are we doing? 80s music trivia?
80s music is our next one.
It's going to be our next trivia game. We play it with our members, and our members win prizes. And by the way, Let Them had emailed me, and I responded to your email. Let Them, we're happy to help you. Sonia, oh my goodness, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sonia.
Sonia gifted 5 memberships. If you received a gifted membership from Sonia, please tell her thank you. That is very sweet. We appreciate that. I won't make you all go through the whole entire speech again, but I will tell Sonia thank you for your support. We appreciate it. You get a crime dog.
Thank you, Sonia. Appreciate it very much.
And now I can't figure out how to put it back. Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go.
Claudia had a question. She said, do you think if Nancy comes home alive that there will be more cameras and security?
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I would think Nancy would move out of there. That's what I think.
And that's another thing I just keep going back to. Here is this woman that lives, and I don't know how much money she had. I don't know what she was worth, but she had a really nice home with nice amenities in her home. So even though it was an older home, it was really nice. And she has a security system that has no subscription. You have a daughter that makes multi-million dollars a year. Why did someone not make sure that she was up to date on a subscription with her Nest camera?
Okay, I mean, could I devil's advocate on this? Could it be that she's lived there for a million years? The kids grew up there. She probably didn't think she needed it.
Probably didn't feel like a target.
She probably got gifted like the Ring doorbell and was just like, okay, thanks. Because at first, like
I want my doors. That's all I need to do.
At first, I told you I was kind of weirded out by the Ring, and you were like, no, you need one. And so I understand it. I really do.
I get it too. But now that we've helped solve a crime with our Ring cameras, I'm glad that we have a subscription that we can go to and pull up, because we've had to send our video to the police.
I know.
But
Serenity, thank you. Serenity sent a $10 super chat.
Serenity says there was a 82-year-old lady in Washington State last year that was kidnapped and killed by her handyman. Her remains were found under a shed he built for another customer. I think something like that is in the realm of possibility.
Thank you, Serenity. You can still talk. It still can hear you.
It does happen. Things like that do happen. I don't think that's impossible that something like that occurred.
Well, I mean, she did have a lot of people in and out of her house as well, right? There were home health people. What else?
Well, she's clearly got pool people.
Well, we saw the pool people coming to the backyard.
She probably has a cleaning lady. She probably has a gardener. She probably has people that for bug and pest control. She probably has home health person that comes in. If she does any kind of therapies, she's probably got a therapist that comes in. I mean, I haven't heard the rumors about why she had cameras to watch wildlife. I have not heard that.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't think I get a ring. I would get
Mr. Sick and Middle E. I have not been keeping up.
But why would you not just get one of those bird houses with the cameras on them or something? I mean, I just can't imagine a Ring doorbell.
Yeah,
a Ring doorbell for
the other cameras, like the one on her roof and stuff. I bet.
And that may be what the roof ones were for.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and landscapers. That's right, Sophie.
Yeah, gardeners.
Yeah, this is a true crime. Never let strangers in your home. Never let strangers move into your home. Don't have roommates.
Kitty
I know there's a lot of lessons from.
I'm telling you, I don't even want to answer the door anymore. I look and I go, solicitor, and I won't even go to the door. Now that is the benefit of having one of those doorbells, though. I don't even respond to them. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Cindy said her Facebook is public. I have not gone to her Facebook page, believe it or not. I usually do that first thing, and I haven't.
I did hear that some things were taken off of it. I heard that some posts and things.
I saw
were
some
not very nice, but
I saw some non-friendly posts.
Sorry.
What are you?
I'm pulling up CJ's thing.
You may have to turn the music off because that'll demonetize us in a heartbeat. That sounded like the Rolling Stones.
It was an ad.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna
How
say
do
we
you
didn't
have an
hear it.
ad?
I don't know. Why would it?
You're not in the right place. You need to copy and paste that link over into Chrome.
For some reason, it automatically goes up to Safari for me.
I
So
know,
I have to bring it
because
over.
it's a Mac, and that's what Macs do.
Gotcha.
And
Trying
thank
to force me
you,
into
Real
this
Me
Safari.
Too. She said, "I'm glad Mr. E and Middle E are doing well. They are. They are. But I have, been up to my.
Oh,
Look,
okay,
she's gonna have
so-
to pull it up so we can see it.
Is there a part of the? So this is a
Is
10-minute
CJ still
video.
here?
Is there a part of this he wanted me to show? I don't-
CJ says it won't demonetize anyone or you, Miss Susie. Who knows anymore? YouTube's weird. YouTube's weird. Weird. What? That's not right. There you go.
Okay. So am I trying to find?
Is there a timestamp?
Ah, I see.
Oh, he might have sent the timestamp. I don't know.
Well, it looks like it's right about here that he's playing. So this is courtesy of Evil CJ. So we appreciate it very much, and glad to see you back on YouTube.
For the last few weeks, I'm going to pause it here. It's coming up here in a second. Right there. See that thing to the right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So
Talk
we
about
already determined that the phone is debunked. It is the plant. It's part of the flowers. We're going to debunk those car
okay.
lights in the top right. This area is supposedly where those headlights popped up, according to somebody else. So we're going to watch this. And I already told you guys when we were watching the other edits, there is a light that comes on and comes off. It's literally somebody's house. I will show you the direction. I'll show you the house. And the reason that it comes on and off is because somebody's turning it on and off. And also, it's slight breezy. So branches literally that far away, a little branch that's close to us and the light is that far away can really make it look like it's coming and going, like they're doing Eddie and the Cruisers with the 57 Bel Air, flipping the lights on like it's
Can
Christine.
you pause it for one
Like
second?
the car has a life of its own or something.
CJ just referenced one of my favorite movies of all time.
He did, yeah.
Eddie and the Cruisers is amazing.
Mhm.
Sorry. And that's exactly what made me think of. So
Is he talking about? Because I hadn't seen anyone make this. Is he talking about in the top right? Is that where the headlights is? Or
Yeah. It's
okay,
over
I
in
see
the-
the little dot there.
Yeah,
So
it's
that's
like
what
a
people
little light dot that people thought that was something.
Okay, and he's saying that this is a house through the trees. I think.
yeah.
Than Bel Air, flipping the lights on like it's Christine, like the car has a life of its own or something. On the dark side. Whoa, yeah.
That's my
It's
favorite.
a song from the movie, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
Okay.
On the dark side. Oh, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Anybody seen the movie? You know what
It's
it
the
Oh, yes.
best
Oh,
movie
yeah.
Oh,
ever.
yeah, it's a great
Well,
movie.
that was a great movie.
Oh, that's so
If you
funny.
don't know, now you know.
Oh, it's
You see it pop on a little bit right here.
the
Oops,
end of
sorry,
that
you don't
movie is
see
the
my mouse.
best.
A little bit right here. You see it pop on, and you see it go away. Okay, and then
Yeah.
I want you to pay attention to these lights right here. Now, the person that did this, see, there's that light again. You see it right there. Okay. This light, it keeps popping on and off. It's a house. Now, nobody's going to be parked up that high. You see the vegetation? You see this street sign right here, right? You see how
Yeah.
tall the street sign is.
Mhm.
Right.
How many vehicles? Let's just be honest, all right? How many vehicles are taller than that street sign?
Cybertruck, maybe.
Mm,
When you're going up to a stop sign, is that stop sign above your head? So
Yeah.
you see this street sign.
That's a good point.
That street sign gives you a good indication of how high that vehicle would be if a vehicle was literally parked back here in this corner,
Mhm.
flashing its light. The light
That's a
source is
good
right
point.
here, right
That's
above
a
my
really good
mouse.
point,
You
CJ.
see The height is the same height as this house over here.
Yeah.
Same height.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
You see here the street sign. So you're telling me that the light source, if it was parked at this corner across the street from the house, this light source had to be a street sign and a half tall? It dimly comes in and comes out.
Thought criminal
Because you have
says another creator made a good point. In this area, a lot of the roads are lower than the homes. Hard to get a good vehicle footage from the road. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, Jersey girl. That's a good point too.
About the talk of mixed DNA, knowing how much those gloves can make your hands sweat. If the perp removed his gloves inside the residence near Nancy, I'm not surprised there would be mixed DNA.
That's a good point.
I don't think they took their gloves off.
Well, I mean,
apparently
they just throw black gloves all around the city.
Yeah, but
there's black gloves. You can't
and see
throw
that
a rock
was
and not hit a black glove in the city.
That was one of the miscommunications. You know, that they first said there was a glove found inside the home and one that matched it 2 miles away. Well, then all that got debunked. And
according to the sheriff, but is the sheriff just upset that got put out and it was true and he's lying now?
But if it was true, you know, if it was true, why why lie about it? Why, because he basically categorically said, no, absolutely not. There was not a glove found. So now if that's true, he's lying.
He's also been incorrect repeatedly, though, in press conferences and stuff.
Oh, I know.
And Fundeski says, why does the house on the left have that many lights on that time of night anyway? Good point.
Well, and some people just have exterior lights that illuminate. And in that area, it's super, super dark. There's no street lights. They have all these regulations about the natural light and not wanting to interfere with that people to see the stars, that kind of thing. They have all these rules there. And so
like the light pollution.
Yeah. And so
speaking of which, we're like several states are going to get to see a blood moon. I want to think it's like the 6th or the 5th.
Okay.
If anybody,
it has been. Brenda says it's been Glovapalooza. It has been.
It has.
It's like, and then they said they found 16 from around the city, but then they went on to say, oh, well, some of those were the detectives' gloves. Well, what? I mean, why?
I don't know. Throw them away.
What are you doing? Just throwing gloves?
I'm serious. That city's got a problem with black gloves because they're everywhere.
I mean, it's so weird. It's so weird.
Why would your own FBI toss their gloves in the woods or in the,
I don't know what to say about that.
I know.
Give a hoot. Don't pollute.
Right.
Right?
This is the latest, by the way, from the sheriff from NBC.
Oh, and on a side note, if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, we would really appreciate it.
Yes.
We're trying to get to 10,000 so that we can start doing charity streams. And we need your help to do that. So if you haven't subscribed, we would really appreciate it. And also, if you haven't hit that like button, please do so.
All of that helps a lot.
All of that helps us. We appreciate it.
But this was from NBC. This is the latest from the sheriff. And this involves this mixed DNA situation.
Taken from her Tucson home, investigators are still searching for clues.
It's never fast enough for the sheriff. I want it like you. Come on, guys, let's go, let's find her. But the reality is I also know that sometimes things take time.
Late Friday, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos sat down with NBC News to take stock of the investigation so far.
Are there names you're looking into?
No.
Would you say the investigation is growing or shrinking?
In terms of leads and working and getting out there, I think that's still growing, yeah.
A big break in the case, this Nest camera footage released 11 days ago, showing a suspect on Guthrie's doorstep the night of the kidnapping.
I think we're getting a little closer to identifying some of the other articles, not just that backpack, like the shoes, the pants, the shirt or jacket.
Another key lead, unknown DNA found inside the Guthrie home, potentially belonging to the suspect. Nano says the samples are mixed, meaning they contain DNA from more than one person, making it harder to run through national databases.
Our lab tells us that there's challenges with it. The technology is moving so fast and in such a frenzy that They think some of this stuff will resolve itself just in a matter of weeks, months, or maybe a year.
21 days in, no arrests.
Weeks, months, or maybe a year.
That's terrible, right?
Oh, and that I believe that's what Brian Ensign. I didn't get to watch it because it came out right before he came on, but he said something. It could be years before they get the results back for the DNA. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
And there's also the thing where he's wanting to use his lab in Florida, and instead of sending it to the FBI. So people wonder, is this kind of like an ego thing between the FBI and the sheriff's department? And it's hard to know. Boy, look at all those flowers.
Oh yeah, and the more keep coming.
Can I show you something?
Let me finish up this, and we'll go. I'll switch
Look
it
on
over.
the screen.
Oh.
Remember
Yeah,
this?
did you see Shauna
That's
said,
why I put it up there.
Yeah.
They must have never seen the Indian crying by all the pollution thrown around the country. I will never forget those commercials. It made sense to me that we should all feel that way. Yeah.
Yep. That was just a little joke for Shauna. Butterfly kisses. There you go. You can put yours back up. There
All
you
right,
go.
am I back up?
Yeah, you're back up.
All right. There's just a couple of seconds left of this.
No named suspect and still no sign of Nancy.
What's your message to the Guthrie family?
We're not quitting. We'll find her. Yeah.
Aaron
Whoa, he's
McLaughlin,
choked up.
NBC News, Tucson, Arizona.
He had a brother that passed away the day before all this happened.
Oh
I
my
heard that's-
gosh.
And I heard that's why he has been kind of emotional over this. But he had a brother pass away, I think, the day before all of this, and had funeral and stuff that was going on, and he was kind of choked up over everything.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Then
Hey,
he needs
Kelsey.
to. I mean, don't they have a public relations person? Don't they? I think
You
they
would
have
think, but
I think they do.
They have a reality show. I would hope so.
I think they
Yeah.
have, one of those. That's who that's their job. But he's
Aw.
been doing all the interviews. I just think he needs to step back.
You guys are the sweetest.
got a
Jersey
lot of memberships
girl.
tonight.
Thank you so much. Y'all, I have to play it again. I just love it. This is for our last few people who have given us gifts,
Thank you, Jersey Girl.
including Jersey Girl. If you received a gift of membership from Jersey Girl, please tell her thank you. And this is also for our sweet Sonia and Serenity. This is for you guys and our new member, Marion and Let Them. This is for you guys. I don't want to play it too many times because I don't want people to get sick of it, but this is for you guys.
But I want to say thank you to you. I haven't had an orthodox career, and I've wanted more than anything to have your respect. The first time I didn't feel it, but this time I feel it, and I can't deny the fact that you like me. Right now, you like me.
Thank you so much. And I did want to let everybody know that Serenity is our captain tonight at number 1. Astrology for Mystics is number 2, and Let Them is in at number 3.
Right.
And for those of you who watch our show regularly, we have a little game that we play called it's basically Who's the Top Fan. And we sort of understand it. The more you chat and do different things, you get to
Interact. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, Kelsey, I'm glad you liked that one.
And I think a lot of people will agree that he needs to step back. And then Cindy said even more reason to turn it over to the FBI. It doesn't make sense, just strange to say the least. I mean, it really there's just a lot of strangeness with this case. And of course, it's sensationalized so much more because it's a celebrity's mother, and it's just crazy.
And what everybody forget, this is a woman that's missing.
Mhm.
This is an elderly woman. This is someone's 3 people's mother. It's a tragedy. It is. People are caught up in the adrenaline of the case of the where is she and all this stuff. But this is a person, and we need to remember that.
And we actually don't hear a lot about
Her as a person.
Her as a person.
I know.
We don't get a lot of information on her. We know she was going to this church, at least virtually.
Mhm.
I heard the other day she was in a book club, but I mean, outside of that, you don't get a lot of, we don't hear a lot about her.
Oh, that's funny.
She's kind of gotten lost in it in a way.
Kelsey says we had a family dinner at my nana's tonight, and we all got we were all getting access to her cameras, right?
Checking on their subscriptions.
Yeah,
making sure that everything's paid up.
Right.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
It's great. It's great that I think it's great to have
Actually,
access to your family's cameras, just so
I
if
need
something
yours.
did happen. Yeah, you probably
know
do.
it. I do need yours. You know why?
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yes.
say why, but you know why.
Yes, I do, and I will.
And Marilee says, who would plan to do this?
Right. But that's what it comes down to. Who has the most to benefit from her disappearance?
Well, who benefits is always a good
Right.
question. Who does benefit from her not being there?
I'm not the kind of person that always goes straight for the family here, but I'm sorry. There's just people that benefit here.
Yeah.
And someone said earlier she has 3 mortgages on her house.
Yeah.
Do you know this? I hadn't heard this.
I've heard this, but I have not. I don't know where that came from, but I've heard it.
Well, I would say that if she's had the home for a long time and that area has gone up in value, she probably has paid it off and borrowed against it over and over and over, or she may have a reverse mortgage on it.
For that Tom Selleck ad where reverse mortgages are the right thing to do.
Right. But I don't think
your daughter's got is worth like $40 million.
Right.
Would you let your mom have 3 mortgages? No, seriously. Put yourself in that place. If you were her, if you were Savannah, and our mother wanted to put a mortgage out on her house, what would you do?
You're making $8 million a year.
Yeah,
I would pay it off so she never had to worry
her
about
house off, so she never had to worry about it again. So explain that.
Okay,
Cindy says she doesn't have 3 mortgages. She's just refinanced 3 times.
Well, yeah, that makes sense because the interest rates have been terrible. Yeah, I get that.
And I'd say that's how she had an income, because if she is retired, and that's a big house to upkeep, to have gardeners, to have cleaning ladies, to have healthcare helpers, to have pool cleaners, all that costs money.
Because you never know. She could be a kind where she's like, I'm not taking $1 from my children.
That's true.
She might be that. We don't know.
We don't know.
She may just be like, I've got myself taken care of. I don't need anything from my children.
Mm-hmm.
She may have refused it. Yeah, that could be it too. You just never know.
Kelsey says my Nana will do yard work fall, and then we see her days later, and the whole side of her body is bruised. And we're like, woman. Actually, the first time Mr. E met my grandmother, how old was she? She was in her 80s at that point. Yes. She was in her 80s, and she was pulling a gigantic branch through the yard.
Practically a tree.
Yeah,
pretty much a tree.
Yeah. She did all her own yard work.
Yeah.
Oh. In her 80s, she was doing her yard work, and she had a massive yard.
Yes, she sure did.
And she did it all.
I was looking at, because earlier someone was saying who would do this?
Maybe
who would be responsible? So I was looking at statistics on if it were a burglary. Even a home invasion burglary, the statistics are that 65% of the time the burglar knows the person they're robbing. Even in a home invasion type of burglary,
that's why you don't let solicitors come near your house.
They know you in some way. So even if it were a burglary gone wrong, the odds are about 2 out of 3 that she knows the person that robbed her.
Ooh, that bothers me.
What?
They thought she'd sleep through it, or thought they could force her to give up PIN numbers or codes to things or whatever.
What about the 40 some odd minutes in her house?
That's a long time.
That's a long freaking.
That's why I go back to setting the stage, setting the scene. I mean, it makes sense if you're spending 40 minutes there and nothing's taken, that they're setting the scene. That's my brain.
Right.
Just keeps
and there's nothing that they have noticed that is missing. There's money, credit cards. All the things are still there.
I don't think they've said
phones.
Well, and I'm quilting.
They've never
watches.
Right.
Yeah.
All the things.
The obvious things you would steal.
Yeah, but how can they benefit from her passing if they can't find her body? That's another thing.
Great point too.
It can take, if there's no body, it could take up to 7 years to get someone declared deceased, and then you have to go about it. And did she even have anything? She's got a mortgage still. She probably doesn't have a lot of expendable money. She might have some value in her home. But I mean, it doesn't sound like to me she has tons and tons of money.
That's why it doesn't make any sense. None of
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. It ultimately doesn't make sense.
And hello, Rogue. It's nice to see you. Our Rogue is back. And I know you've been a member longer than 2 months, but it's great to see you. Thank you so much. And Kelsey says the number one crime against elderly is financial exploitation. I agree with that 100%.
Sure.
My mom gets stuff all the time, text messages, emails, and she'll be like, "Is this real?" And I'm like, "No,
No,
you know,
we got
you get them all the time."
we had to call Texas the other day. Texas was telling us that we had our license plate was down there, like breaking all kinds of toll laws.
Oh
And
my
we-
gosh!
Yeah, and it's on a company vehicle, and that company vehicle, was not down there, obviously. So, and we can prove that. So it was very funny because
That's
basically, I guess
crazy.
they saw the temporary tag or the tag or whatever and made a copy of it. So we had to call and argue with them. And I asked them, Auntie, you'll think this is funny. I asked them the make of the car. When they told us the make of the car, it wasn't even close or the same color.
Oh,
And I think if you can imagine. And I said, yeah, so yeah, that's definitely not us. And we can prove it. And here's why. So it was pretty funny.
oh wow!
And then
What-
they expected
was
us
it
to
a-
go fill out a form. And we said, we're not filling out a form. We didn't do anything. You guys are the ones that are incorrect. You got the wrong car.
Yeah.
You got the wrong color car. We
Well,
don't live in that
was it a
state.
temporary tag that was taken?
Yes, it was a temporary.
Yeah.
Oh,
But we were.
kinda
I'll
lit-
tell you about this
I
offline, but
kinda
it's
lit-
really it was really ridiculous.
That's
Yeah, lit 'em
crazy.
up.
Yeah, he lit him up a little bit, and he doesn't
Good.
usually do that. So he got really angry. He was like, "This is
It's like you're the
ludicrous."
people you're the people committing fraud when you're the one for a fact that's not my vehicle. And you want me to go to your website to fill out paperwork?
I don't think so.
no.
You need to handle this.
I mean, that's insane.
That was me. That's the nice version of how I said it.
Yeah, he was not as nice, but he really is mostly nice on the phone and doesn't.
But
lose
I
his
wasn't
temper,
taking
But
it.
I was getting pretty upset.
I wasn't
myself.
gonna go fill out their paperwork when they knew for a fact that it wasn't our vehicle.
And we could prove it.
And they knew it. It's like, this isn't my problem. This is a you
And how-
problem.
and
You're
how
the
did
one
that
committing
end?
fraud.
Well,
How did it end?
You're trying
Well,
to extort money. She
they
said she'd
told
take care
us
of it.
it was a white Cadillac, and we're like an SUV, and we said, "Well, here is the actual car." And when we told her the actual car, she's like, "Oh yeah," and the actual color.
And she
being
could look it
completely
up and
different.
tell.
And she could look it up and tell that it was wrong, and it didn't match what was on the title.
Yeah.
The title.
So she was like, "Oh, I see." And so it would have taken 2 seconds of somebody being diligent to catch, because it was so obvious.
Okay, so this is
Sorry.
a good question, Marilee. Did she find out about the mortgages?
Who? Oh,
Nancy. What if?
Well,
What if she wasn't the one taking out the mortgages?
Yeah.
Because they had
Oh.
guardianship over her. Oh.
What if
that's
someone
good.
were siphoning money off of her house without her knowledge? Possible. I'm sure they're looking at that. I'm sure
And
they're
it
looking
sounds
at
like
that.
she was pretty sharp. She sounds like a sharp lady.
Yeah, but she could be trusting, maybe.
Well, but I'm
You know.
saying she's sharp enough that she might
Yeah.
have figured out something was up.
Well, what I mean is that, okay, let's say we wanted to keep something from our mother. I know she's watching,
Mhm.
so don't get upset, Mom. But she's in that same age range, right? We could go to her mailbox before she gets home and take out her mail. There are things that you could do
Oh, yeah.
to prevent her finding out if you were to say take a loan out in her name or whatever.
Well, and you do have to look. I mean, they did just buy a home, and Funtisky said maybe a HELOC. I would dig better in how a school teacher and author be able to afford 2 houses, one in Arizona and one in Florida, which allegedly is a rental. So, it is kind of odd to me how they have a nice home, and she's an author, and we know authors and poets don't make a lot of money. And neither do substitute teachers or part-time teachers. And I don't know. I mean, it does kind of lend itself to make you wonder, was it for
unless
money?
you're a bestseller, you're not making a lot of money as an author.
Then
Just so you know.
it goes back to my theory. Did something happen during that dinner that evening? And this was all made up later on after something happened. Okay, we got to make it look like this. I mean, you're talking about the desert. You can hide a body in the desert and it never be found.
Right.
Well, I mean, here's a good example. I mean, not a good example, but little Emmanuel still hasn't been found, and we have a feeling that that's what happened with him.
Yeah.
Just based on them taking the father out there.
There's just so much vast land that people don't travel to.
Well, yeah, when we were driving out west, do you remember you telling me, you're like, everybody acts like our country is like overcrowded. Just look at this.
Yeah.
I mean,
whenever people say you got to worry about population, just drive across the country. There's plenty of room.
Oh, there's plenty of places. And that's something
we're just not
else.
choosing to live there.
That's something else somebody just said that made me think of something. I take it at her age, she didn't have a safe. And I don't know. There was a safe person that came the other day, pulled in. They went in the house, and some of the YouTubers overheard the guy saying, "We got it."
Oh.
And so there's stuff going on. There's stuff going on that we're not, as the public, allowed to know about. But there are things
locksmith.
going on. And so it makes me wonder. Yeah, it was like a locksmith, yes. And so it makes you wonder what was going on.
Yeah, we were saying if we were in a different place in our life, one of us would probably be out there recording, out there in Tucson.
Yeah.
And Cheryl said yes, because they spent a lot of time at Annie and Tommaso's house and around the house and in the neighborhood.
Why?
The police have been there. So I think that it keeps going back there. And I think the sheriff's office does not want them to be harassed. They want them to get comfortable. They want them to feel like they're not a suspect. So they can, I mean, it's just weird. And of all the people on the video, she looked the strangest, and she responded the strangest. It just didn't seem normal.
Mommy.
And,
do you remember that?
It was freaky.
Video?
Yeah.
It was the way she said it. It sounded very robotic to me. But I'm being nitpicky.
And Shauna, I hadn't heard about the Florida. I was just reading someone's comment, but supposedly they had a home in Florida based on what that person said. I'm not 100% sure on that because I have not found that information yet.
I did not know that.
Mm-mm.
I do want to say this. So about the clearing the family. I don't know how that lands with everybody else, but I just don't buy it. I don't believe it. I don't believe that they may not.
It's really early to be clearing anybody.
I don't understand how you're clearing the entire family when you don't know what happened to her.
Well, and when they say that, is that every cousin, every person? They just said the family was cleared.
Siblings and their spouses.
Yeah. But I don't understand how you can do that when you don't have really any idea what happened to her. If they're saying that, because now he's saying they don't have any names. Well, last week they had 40 names that they were taking to different stores, right? Mm-hmm. Of possible suspects, trying to see if people had recognized these 40 people.
40 is a lot.
I know. 40. If you got 40 suspects, you practically don't have any suspects.
Well, and if you listen to
that, put the whole town on your
theory I heard was that they were they didn't want to tip off anybody, so they put a lot in there. But that's a lot 40? To have somebody look at and say, "Did this person been in your store? Is this person been?" At what point do you start glazing over and going, "I don't know"?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe that was every 5'9" male in Tucson.
I don't know.
Whatever.
CJ says we all should link up sometime on an episode and chat about all this, either yours or mine. Just let me know. Love your conversations and would love to see what you all think about my theories. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Sounds great. I don't know what to make of it. I don't.
We're very confused.
I don't believe that the sheriff's office can have definitively 100% cleared the family. Because how do you know they don't have a friend that did a deed for them?
Right.
How can they prove that? I don't see how they can prove that.
And I don't know, maybe give them their car back if you're clearing them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? So I just don't buy it.
That
maybe they're innocent.
They bought both houses in June, and that you can look it up on the property records. So that looks like that people have already looked it up and they've seen them
Right.
they put them up. So that must be verified.
Change
And
it
well,
up.
and how do they know it wasn't hired?
Like hired out.
Oh, the whatever they did.
Right.
That's why
again,
I
that
think,
goes back to that guy in California. Have you got the Bitcoin yet? It's not. I demand a Bitcoin. It's have you got the Bitcoin yet? As if we've had another conversation about getting a Bitcoin for this missing lady. That bothers me a lot.
But if he was the one arrested, wouldn't he spill the beans to get out of trouble? Wouldn't he say, "Listen, they did this, and they were supposed to be getting a Bitcoin"?
Maybe he did.
I mean, well,
and maybe he did.
First one to talk is the first one to walk, and he's out, right?
How about this? How about we've got these other 3 people that were detained, had their doors busted in, SWAT raiding their houses, and they're not involved in any way?
Is that incompetence, or
How
are
did
they
that
lying?
happen? How does it happen? We've got SWAT busting down your door, and you don't have anything to involve. You're not even involved.
I mean,
If that's true, it appears to be true.
And Brian Mitten. He's hanging out there too, remember? Wasn't he in the next, like over in the street when it was going on?
Well, they tipped him off, right? Let him know where it was going to happen.
And then tricked and did a fake SWAT for other YouTubers, right?
Well, they finally saw him and made him leave, but he was inside the perimeter of where they had gotten. I was watching that live.
But what took them to this point with all of these people that they're detaining, that they're like busting down doors?
Well, and the first guy was just a delivery guy that worked and delivered like for Amazon or like a third party, and he was delivering in that area that day, and that's all they had. But yet they bust down his door,
right?
They're going to have quite a lawsuit if that's all they had.
Seem like,
right?
Yeah,
I mean, there's something we don't know.
Which there's a lot we don't know.
If it's just that, it seems like
overkill,
overreaction.
Yeah, and they did it not once but twice. I mean, they were busting down doors twice.
Sophie said Enton had an interview with Carlos, the lawyer, tonight.
Yeah, that was that one I sent you, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that he did. I guess he was detained and interrogated for like 5 to 7 hours or something like that.
Oh, my stars. CJ, I have the Broadcastify, and I haven't listened to it yet because I've been up to my ears with sick people. But that's interesting.
The person who matches the eyes and eyebrows. If that's the police work they're doing, that's dangerous.
Man, I know this guy. He's got eyes and eyebrows. Yeah. It's the guy.
This guy's got eyes and
he's
eyebrows.
5'9". Well, it's got to be him.
Auntie, I was asking her about it earlier. I said, "Hey, did you figure out if you can watch Reno 911?" And she's like, "No, it's Tucson, whatever.
Tucson 857 or something.
Tucson Lawman or Lawman of the Desert or something."
Yeah,
oh, you mean the real
reality show? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cindy says, "Whatever happened to just knocking on the door?" I mean, in a situation like that, unless you had.
Granny just said, Brian, this is a granny alert. Granny just said, Brian just put a thing about the delivery guy.
Well,
here's my question for Granny. Why is Granny watching Brian and not her kids?
I know.
For us.
Granny.
Section.
We bore our mother.
I'm going to play just to please Granny. Let's play a little Brian Enton here. This was his report from earlier today.
Brian pleases a lot of older ladies, I'll just say.
Well, Brian's like the best.
He's a good-looking guy. He's smart.
He's so professional.
Yes, I'm glad he's doing this.
He's going to get, if he wants it, he's going to get some investigative journalistic job opportunities. I mean, bigger job
like major networks. Maybe he doesn't want those.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's doing News Nation right now, but he definitely, I mean, he can be as big as he wants to be because he's great.
Okay, on Brian Enton, this is another thing about the media with the sheriff or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see how the sheriff was kind of not happy with Brian because he interviewed somebody that didn't like the sheriff and wasn't sure if he was going to give him an interview, and that whole thing? It's like the sheriff's got rabbit ears. He's listening to all the media and the noise instead of focusing on
Oh,
the news on
well,
the
that's
on the
what,
case.
you know, I heard people are like saying he didn't have time to do a press conference, but he had time to do like 10 interviews back to back.
multiple interviews.
But
Yes.
but my point to you was, and this is something I said offline, I said he tripped up so many times in the live press conferences and gave out wrong information that I think that he did the individual interviews like that to appease the media, and also could say, you know what, I shouldn't have said that, or could you please cut that out? That's not, so he could have retakes. But doing it live, he doesn't get that option.
Which is why he should be using his public information officer and not doing all this stuff himself.
Right.
You know, but yeah, I know you're right. You're right. But anyway. So anyway, here's Brian. This was his report from earlier today, and then I'll go look for this other one.
The search for Nancy Guthrie near Nancy Guthrie's house. A couple of updates for you. There are volunteer search groups who are out today, which isn't something we've really seen before. They organized. They've been searching sort of the canyons and areas around Nancy's house. They went deep into a dark tunnel. They found a backpack at one point, which does not match the backpack that we saw in the surveillance photos or video. But nonetheless, the Pima County Sheriff's Office came out to pick it up. And some of the searchers are emotional, saying they just feel a connection to the Nancy Guthrie case.
Well, my mother died many years ago, and she would be around Nancy's age now. And if this was her, I would want people to do what they could to help me find my mom.
So the search continues right now with the volunteers. In terms of law enforcement, I haven't seen any action really in the area or outside Nancy Guthrie's house today. Sheriff hasn't given any official updates, although you guys remember he did that interview at NBC News that aired yesterday where he said that there are challenges right now with testing the DNA in Florida, which is obviously not good news. So I'm going to try to follow up on that, and I'll keep you guys posted from here in Arizona.
Yeah, did you see that?
All right.
That I think that's the latest thing that Brian was reporting on, that when I sent you that was extended. It says 51 minutes ago, the sheriff told a news station that the tech issue in the DNA could take months. And that's what Brian was reporting on just a little bit ago. So if you go over to his channel,
why it
was
should have gone to
41.
Quantico. Another great reason it should have gone to Quantico, right?
Right.
And Granny said he was interviewing the attorney for the delivery guy. So the guy has lawyered up and he's getting somebody to.
Well, good. He needs to. But Rosebud did point out something interesting.
I saw that.
I lost it. Okay. Rosebud says the DoorDasher guy was who was detained. They said he broke down the door. But when JLR videoed him speaking in front of the door, it was completely intact. Happened and shut it and locked it.
Well,
so I don't know. And Brenda says, what was their probable cause? That's a great question.
Right.
CJ says,
he had eyebrows.
we know 911 is the best.
It's got to be more than just, hey, I know this guy with eyebrows and eyeballs. You know, that's 5'9". It's got to be more than that to bust somebody's door down, right?
I would think so.
And just so you know,
facial
Becky,
recognition.
I mean, they've had to have had 100 people call and go, hey, I think that might be my neighbor, right?
Well, they said they've had 20-some thousand tips and people calling in.
Go battering, ramming everybody's.
Yeah.
Rogue
door.
says Granny's dressing it up for Brian.
Then he said he was just teasing. But
the Rogue's a girl.
Becky Parmenter has changed her name to honestly Becky P, so we don't have so much trouble pronouncing her name.
Oh, Becky.
And she hasn't been around because her daughter's had the flu.
And Rob says, I've never watched Savannah's shows. What kind of show did she do? She's on the Today Show on NBC.
She's like
Anything
the main
that can
morning
make someone mad.
host.
I mean, yeah, she's got some connections that are unusual.
I mean, you know, she's done a lot of reporting, so you just never know.
She has stuff that she interviewed some of the Epstein victims, right? Her husband used to work for the Clintons. There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff.
She's interviewed presidents and all kinds of people. So you just
never know.
I mean, every day.
And if you've ever watched The Morning Show, which is a TV show on, is it on Prime or Apple TV?
Oh, that's
those morning show people are ruthless.
Yeah. Well, that's a really good point, CJ. He said they need to release an audio clip of the kidnapper voice. We all know it has his voice recorded with video. It does on the Ring cameras. His mama knows his eyes and voice. His mom would have to call it in.
Well, I don't know if his mom would call it in.
if they have that on that, if they were able to get that off that door camera. So what would they mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
If he was talking.
But people would know, if they have the eyes and the mouth and the voice, people are going to know who that is. They said they have a lot more footage.
Well, I mean, it's obvious that they gave only a very small picture to the public to gauge from.
Pam Kaiser says, Mr. E, my last name is pronounced Kaiser. I noticed you struggled with pronouncing it. Hope this helps. That is very helpful. So I will always remember it as Kaiser Sose. Now.
Yeah, he's the kind of person, you guys, it's funny. He's the kind of person that would rather be corrected than to say things wrong.
I probably just said Pam.
Yeah.
Pam.
Hey, Pam. Pam.
Yeah, that's probably what I did.
Yeah.
But no, I appreciate it. So that is good.
Yeah, Rogue. I pick and choose my TV, and especially the news. I mean, I totally get it. It's almost like, don't even watch it. I'd rather watch YouTube reality people live than to listen to any of the news stuff.
I get my news from you guys.
So this is Brian Enton's latest here. I think this is what the Granny was watching earlier.
Raid in Rio Rico, the first real raid related to the Nancy Guthrie case that I was at right near the Mexico border. There was a guy named Carlos who was detained. He was never arrested. I finally got a chance to talk to his lawyer to find out a little more of what was going on behind the scenes. I didn't realize they had him in a police car for like 5 to 7 hours, handcuffed. He was interrogated, and then he was let go. But this is what his lawyer told me.
He spent a total of somewhere between 5 and 7 hours in the back of police vehicles, fully handcuffed, separated from his family, and being questioned by Pima County personnel and most likely the FBI.
So they questioned him while he was in the car still?
Correct.
Okay. And then was he just let go after 7 hours in the car?
Yeah.
And that
absolutely.
Wow. Okay. And so
yeah. The other thing I was going to say is they also questioned his family. They questioned his wife. They questioned his mother-in-law, and they arrested and detained, other members of his family.
So while he's in the car, what happened at the house?
What happened at the house is they did a forced entry into the house, breaking doors, terrifying the occupants, terrifying Carlos's family, and damaging property.
Did they take anything?
Our understanding is that the only item that they took is Carlos's telephone, his cell phone.
And was he able to get that back?
No, not yet. We've contacted Pima County Sheriff's Office and requested it. We've also contacted the FBI and requested that it be returned. Obviously, we've also put in records requests and evidence preservation letters.
Do you have any idea? I mean, based on what they were asking Carlos, have you been able to sort of piece together why they thought he was involved?
I don't think they had any reason to think he was involved. My belief is that it's most like this is his arrest, his unlawful detention, the search of his residence, his property, the seizure of his property, probably all goes to some electronic evidence that's really dubious. Something like cell phone pings, something like flock.
No way. It's got to be more than that, right?
If that's all they've got, that's pathetic. That's pathetic.
It's got to be more than a cell phone ping.
Well, yeah.
I mean, they have
to go to a judge and get probable cause to do that stuff, correct?
So to put this guy in cuffs for 5 to 7 hours and bust down his door, right. There had to be more than his phone pinged off an hour.
I saw when they interviewed, I believe it was Brian, interviewed the mother-in-law. She said that they took all their phones, took the kids' phones, took the wife's phone, and took her and her husband's phone. And so they took all their phones initially. Now they may have given those back, but that's crazy.
There had to be. I mean, it had to be more than that.
Real quick, Lisa B always got her shirt. She got the armchair detective shirt, which is the comfort colors, and she loves it. Well, I'm so happy that you love it. That's awesome. I thought you would get the nobody cares mug, but
Thought Criminal says pings and flock cams aren't dubious connections.
Well, I've got to order. I've got to order
I got
mine. Nobody
I've
cares.
got,
much.
Just
I
a
need
few
to
seconds
work.
left of this.
I got to work on some more stuff. I just haven't had time.
Okay, I'm going to finish this up, see what else he's got to say.
Cameras. He's a delivery driver. I don't know that he was ever even in that area.
Hey guys, you guys remember?
Okay, so
Listen to Nicey Marie says, hi, Nicey Marie, nice to see you. There is a reason they are holding the phone. I think it will be revealed he might have a connection to the others. In my opinion, I think there's more there, some kind of connection to something. Just my opinion. That's interesting, though.
I mean,
I don't think he would have lawyered up in that respect and be out there complaining about them knocking down the doors and stuff like that if they had some evidence that could implicate him.
you'd have to have more than a cell phone ping to want to talk to this guy for 5 to 7 hours. What do you even say for 5 to 7 hours?
Well, they're going to say,
And you're talking to the family?
Well, when you listen to him talk about it, he said all they asked was his name. And I mean, the stuff that he said he was asked was very basic information. The reporter that asked him, well, what did they ask you? What did they want to know? And he said, well, they wanted to know my name. I mean, it was just very basic. So you don't talk. So there's more to the story.
There's more to it.
Yeah.
I mean, what else are you even saying for 5 to 7 hours?
Right. Can you
there had to be
with the used? I don't know. Do you know anything about the connection with the used car dealership?
I don't.
CJ might know that. I don't know
know
that. I don't know the connection there.
No, I don't either.
Thoughtful Criminal said he's demanding that they clear him publicly. And obviously they won't.
Well,
but I remember that. I remember when they more than one reporter he answered the door for, and they talked to him. And one was Brian. I don't remember who the other ones were, but there were people that came up, YouTubers, and talked to him. And he said that they did not ask him anything important. It was all like, where were you? What's your name? We need your phone. That kind of stuff. It was very basic information. So you don't keep somebody for 5 hours unless they were trying to scare him. And part of that time, they weren't even asking him questions. They were just keeping him in a room. And that's very possible as an intimidation tactic.
I'm just doing a little search here on whether or not a 5 to 7 hour detainment would be unlawful. And it looks like it would be unless they arrested him at the end of that.
Yeah, he was not arrested.
There was a case in Arizona versus Boteo Flores, where the person was detained for 30 to 45 minutes, and that was considered unreasonable without probable cause. If you're formally arrested, you can be held for up to 48 hours before you are released or charged. But he wasn't formally arrested, right?
Right, no. And Thoughtful Criminal said, and they got a Fed warrant signed, so must have been something there. They had numerous things that led them to him, not just a tip.
So, yeah. So according to what I'm reading, it becomes a de facto arrest at a certain point. You can briefly detain people. What do they do all the time when it's fine? You go into a bar and a fight's broken out, so you just detain everybody till you sort it out. Then 10, 15 minutes later, you start taking handcuffs off once you realize the people that were involved or not. 5 to 7 hours, Yeah. It'd be one thing to say, hey, will you come down to the station and talk to us? But to have him in the back of the car handcuffed for that long would be outrageous.
Mm-hmm.
So he may have a case there.
And Cindy said, she said that the Range Rover was recently purchased. I think that's what she's talking about, the used car lot. And that there was some connection with that car and being pulled over in Tommaso. Oh, and Granny says he was in a police car and handcuffed for 5 to 7 hours. That's the way I understand it. She said that he was held in the police car. So he wasn't taken in. He was taken into the police car. But he wasn't arrested. So do you handcuff someone when they're not arrested?
No, you can detain, you can handcuff and detain people.
You can detain.
Yeah,
Okay.
like the scenario I was given earlier, because you see this on, we watch all these like hidden files and stuff like that with all
Right.
these. So they'll do, if there's a fight in a parking lot, they'll sometimes come in and handcuff like 6 or 7 people till they figure out who the aggressor is, and then they'll start slowly, because they do that for their own safety usually, because they're like, we want to make sure we've got everybody secured and safe for us. Then once we kind of get the situation figured out, they start taking the cuffs off. So they're not
He did mention though that he could have door dashed at her house. That was one of the things in the interview, and Thoughtful Criminal just reminded me of that. But I remember seeing him say that. He said that he's in that area, he does deliveries, and he could have door dashed or done I think he worked for, I don't know if it was Amazon, but it was a courier service that dropped off packages. And he said he could have dropped off something there, but he didn't know. There was another thing that Rogue said, it could be a white man. Everyone is assuming the bright eyes are Hispanic.
If they have a person of interest, why not put a bolo out? Because there were headlights behind the ring cam video, is what I've seen.
Yeah, but the Rogue, I think we kind of dispelled that wasn't really headlights. It was actually lights from another house. Based on CJ's work that he shared with us earlier. I don't know that it really was, but yeah, I think it could easily be, it could just be someone with dark hair, with the dark eyebrows, and you can kind of see the outline of a mustache. I don't know. I just think that whole operation just seems so haphazard that it just makes me feel, it feels fake. That part feels very fake.
What part feels fake?
The flowers in that whole part with the ring camera just feels faked. It feels like it was staged. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right.
So I think the flowers is I just think it's a low IQ person, just a really dumb person.
It could be, but it's like Mrs. E said earlier, who goes to a crime scene with a full backpack? I mean, it's like, what's all in the backpack? It was stuff.
What is in the backpack? What are the possibilities? Why do you bring a backpack like that?
I mean, I don't know.
Cleanup?
That's why I think it was staged. I think it was cleanup and things to put there to make it look the way it looked.
Tools to open a safe, maybe?
Maybe.
It was a pretty full backpack.
It was crammed full. Oh,
maybe
we have a new member. Aquarian.
Well, thank you very much, Aquarian.
But I mean, I think the backpack being stuffed full is weird.
It is. It was. I mean, it's not like a small backpack. It's not like the backpack. It was full, so it's not like you were bringing the backpack to steal stuff, because you couldn't put anything in there anyway, unless it was just full of other backpacks or bags to carry loot. But we don't have any indication that this was a robbery. I think if it were a burglary, I think the sheriff would have already told us.
Keith had a good point about the facial hair. Did you see that? Keith Haskell says if they were looking for a guy with facial hair, I would think he would have shaved that hair basically
by now.
Yeah. And also, I saw another Cajun had a good point too.
They would not have impounded that Rover and sealed it with tape if there wasn't something inside. I think they know it's him. They're just waiting for DNA to come back. Rover, is that the one at the parking lot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they did impound the Rover and not given that back too. But I mean,
yeah.
Then why didn't they arrest him?
Sophie said one retired FBI agent said she thought he was high. His it's hard to tell by the light in his eyes. It kind of reflects off of him.
Well, if you go through that much trouble to cover your face that much, is it possible they could have had color contacts?
It would explain thinking that those little shrubs would cover up the doorbell cam. If you were just that.
You're not going to sing the song, are you?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
But I mean, that would fit the burglary. Kind of scenario.
Marley, good point. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh.
You want to pull it up, Thought Criminal?
Yeah. I didn't know this.
Douglas Harless, 63, was shot and killed by a London, Kentucky officer during what state police said was a search warrant following an investigation. They served at the wrong address. I think I remember that story.
I think I do too, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Very familiar with
Things like that
familiar
happen.
with that area. So
Yes, we are.
Yeah, about 2 years ago.
yeah, she said it. So his family is still waiting for justice. So good luck, Carlos. I don't know. The thing with that though, this has been so highly publicized. It's going to be sensationalized more because of that, and he's more likely to get the attention to get a court ruling in his favor.
In these interviews, has the sheriff acknowledged any of these detainees? Did anybody ask about them? I know he's done several interviews, but none of the ones I've seen has he mentioned this.
Aquarian, you're very sweet. It's great to support a good cause. Keep up the good work. Thank you. You're very kind. We appreciate that.
It me too. It says, maybe what was in the backpack is it could have been a change of clothes.
Oh, that's a good point.
I just sorry.
Suanna says, does anyone know how tall Tom was or his son? Another good question.
Don't know the height.
Tall to me. He looked like a big guy, and I don't think that looked like him at all. I think that guy looks smaller than him, but he's not going to be the one that would put himself out there. I wouldn't think.
Hey, we have 257 in chat. If you haven't had the opportunity to click that thumbs up, we would really appreciate it.
Can I read this other quote from the sheriff? I don't think this is in the video we listened to, but this is from AOL. Nano shared that the online speculation about Nancy Guthrie's family was troubling. He also asked people, especially members of the media, to stop feeding the rumors. And then in quotes, people out there can get pretty ugly and mean and nasty and not have the facts. I tell my journalists, you guys need to be a little more responsible because that's just really nasty stuff. Nanos then went on to specifically discuss the theories that have spread about Nancy's son-in-law, Tommaso, and explain why they need to stop. I understand the pundits are out there. They're going to say, well, he's the last one to see her alive. We understand that stuff. But my goodness, you're putting a mark on somebody who could be completely innocent. And more important than that, he's family.
You know what, though? If you're innocent, then you come out and say, I had nothing to do with this. I dropped her off. You tell it. You tell it. You own it. I mean, he's disappeared.
And that actually, those quotes were before he cleared them.
Mm-hmm.
It just rubs me. It just rubs me the wrong way.
It's just weird.
It rubs me the wrong way to have him just so concerned about what the media is saying. What do you think people aren't going to speculate? And about the host of the Today Show's mom and the biggest true crime story of the year. I mean, it's all people are talking about for 3 weeks. People are gonna speculate. You can't control that. The sheriff can't come out and control the public's wondering.
Yeah. Right. Well, and people came at it pretty quickly just because of the way they acted and how strange it all manifested. I mean, it just all the way it was just strange.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ashley Banfield said she had an inside source and came public and said, that they said he was their number one suspect. Well, what do you do?
The thing is, too, I know a lot of people have different feelings about Ashley Banfield, but I mean, she's really putting herself on the line by saying that.
Where is she at on that now? Is she still?
I heard she was sticking to her guns the last time, but I haven't. Like I said, I haven't. I've been busy doing family stuff. You two have been keeping up with it more than I have, and I think Aunt E watches her all the time.
I typically do, but the last few days I haven't, so I don't know if she's changed. But she and Megan Fox have both sticking to that information. The last I heard.
Thought Criminal says Banfield's been wrong before. Yeah.
And she very well could be, and her source could be wrong. But I mean, most people that have the journalistic integrity are not going to put out false information, to make themselves.
Okay, that's really funny.
Yeah, it is.
Shauna says it looks like Mr. E has a Hawaiian crown on his head with that plant behind him. You know
Oh,
what?
I was like, I thought you were laughing at me. I was
I'll
like,
tell you what
did I say
happened.
this was funny?
This is just some private information. I have a tendency. I kill every plant that comes into this house, and it's not
Hey,
on
you're going to have
purpose.
to move the plant.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Yeah. So I
Shift
had
one way or
had
the
it.
other,
I
right?
had watered it and got it some sun because it wasn't looking so hot, and so I moved. I must have put it back and not in a good place. So yeah,
Well,
you do look like a pineapple.
So Thought Criminal says, I don't listen to Coffin Daffer or Banfield anymore. LOL. So what this is what I wonder on Banfield though. Could her? I don't mind people getting things wrong or their opinions are wrong or they put out a speculation.
Right, but someone obviously told her that, right?
Obviously, I mean, obviously, none of us know what happened to Nancy, or we wouldn't be talking about this,
Right.
because it's fascinating, because it's so complicated, and it's not obvious to any of us exactly what happened to her. I don't think. What Banfield's source could have been accurate, and it still not be the son-in-law. Her source could have told her they're looking at the son-in-law. Now, after 2 weeks, maybe that changed. And they said, okay, we really don't think it's the son-in-law now. And now he's cleared. So her information could have been right when she reported it. It just may not be the truth today.
Well, naturally though, percentage wise, and I haven't looked it up in a while, but usually the last person to see is the first person to look at.
As it very often is. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Person to call 911.
Right.
The person, yeah. A lot of those. If it's foul play, yeah.
Cajun says a pineapple, just don't lean upside down. Upside down pineapple.
Right.
It's so funny.
The last thing Ashley Banfield put up was 6 hours ago, and she said the search for Nancy Guthrie is entering a critical new phase as troubling new details emerge about blood evidence inside the home where she disappeared. If you have any information, call 1-800-CALL-FBI. So I hadn't heard that there was blood evidence inside the home.
And that whose reporting was that?
Ashley Banfield.
I mean, there's a lot of where I would have an issue with anybody is if there was a point at which I thought somebody's source was just completely made up. Like, I've got a source that says this, and they don't.
And there are reporters that have done that before.
We've seen people do that. Yeah. If that were, but I don't know that that's the case here. She might just. I'm just saying that she may actually have the source. The information could be bad or not.
And Brogue, if you don't like Ashley or anybody, that's you.
Yeah,
and
I
like that you're here.
I haven't listened to Banfield enough to have a strong opinion
I
about
don't
her
really,
either way.
me
Actually,
either. Me either.
I've only really listened to her because of this case at all a few times. So
I think she follows us on X.
Oh, she does. Okay.
Or she used to, maybe not anymore.
I don't know.
Oh,
I mean,
she just unsubscribed. I'm just kidding.
Roomy 2 said, Mr. E, Mrs. E, and Annie, what do you think about the judge giving Juliana the 10 years instead of time served? I wasn't too surprised.
You'll have to give everybody a background that didn't watch it with us.
Brendan Banfield, we've covered this court,
the au pair,
the court trial. And this was the one where the IRS agent had an affair with his au pair from Brazil, and she testified against Brandon in this elaborate scheme to eliminate his wife, which also involved another man that was set up to look like the real killer. They killed him too. But anyway, so the au pair, Juliana, made a deal to testify against Brendan. Brendan got convicted, of course, a couple of weeks ago. And then Juliana had her hearing for her sentencing last week. And we all just assumed she was going to get time served, which would have been about 2 years on a manslaughter charge. But the judge gave her the full 10 years, which was.
And then she gets deported.
Absolutely.
Right?
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I don't know if she said that part, but 10 years.
She wants to go home.
Yeah. And so it was pretty awesome. And we just assumed that she would go along with the recommendation of the DA and the judge, who is the same judge on the Johnny Depp trial with Amber Heard. So if you watch that one, you might remember her.
She's
She's about
awesome.
to retire, and
yeah, she was a great judge.
But yeah, so
She was-
she basically said,
altogether.
she said the judge's argument was, well, you're already getting essentially a sweetheart deal by only getting charged with manslaughter. And this is the worst manslaughter crime I've heard in my career. So I'm giving you the maximum penalty for a manslaughter charge.
And she also said you had little to no remorse when you were talking about it.
Yeah. Oh, so you did listen to some of that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did.
Oh, it
after
was
we talked about
good. It was good.
Yeah, it was great. So that was
I couldn't believe it. I watched it live.
I was like,
yeah,
Cajun
it had my
says,
mouth hanging
why
open.
hasn't the 911 call been released? It is in many cases. Why not this one? There's some other calls I'd like to be released in other cases, if you know what I mean.
That's a good question. I don't know why.
And Mayflower.
I mean, if it's suspicious, I mean, if the 911 call doesn't sound right, maybe not.
Mayflower is watching the replay. Just Googled it. Annie Guthrie's 5'9".
Oh, is she?
That is funny. That is funny. Angel Wing said we went from A Banfield to B Banfield. And that was funny because Ashley Banfield, when she was talking about the Banfield case, she would say no relation every few sentences and no relation. I thought that was so funny.
Lisa says Juliana deserved more than 10 years. I think that's the max that she could give her.
Yeah,
So
that was the most
max.
she could do. So, I mean, the judge did the best she could with that situation.
Well, that's a good point, Cajun. There wasn't a 911 call made in that particular case that I'm talking about.
That is
Hi,
true.
Hobo Mom. I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you.
And Romy too has a good point. She said, I believe there's blood in the home. Remember, they called in the homicide squad the first day.
Oh.
And that's telling.
This is somebody that keeps us on our toes right here.
I think it's blood there too.
More than what we're seeing.
Because they quickly called off, just within hours, they called off it being a search for her and believed it was a crime.
Well, and there's been no search to date. There's been no search to date of them actually physically going out and searching.
By the way, just wanted to mention in the security video, another detail was when the guy comes in, he's doing the twigs up in front of the camera, whatever. I don't see any blood on the porch there prior, right? And remember, one of the ideas that people were saying was, well, maybe that had happened in the days before the break-in, but that's you can pretty clearly see that.
Remember
porch.
the picture though? You can see the flower on top of the
flowers
blood.
and stuff's on top of the blood, not underneath it. And if the flowers were there first, there would have been blood drops on the tops of the greenery, and it was all blood and then green on top. That's another reason.
But I mean, if you're coming back out the door, wouldn't things kind of get shuffled around? Maybe?
That's possible too. Yeah.
I guess maybe.
Anyway, I don't see any blood on that porch in that video with him walking up.
You
Maybe
can't
it's
really
there,
see,
but
you can't see it. I've looked because I tried to see it. It doesn't go right where that mat was, where the blood pooling, the little bits were. I couldn't get in close enough to see it.
And then on kind of like a tangent on this thing with the twigs that I've been thinking. If you didn't actually have that video of him putting the little twigs up in front of the camera, trying to recreate that crime scene would have been, you never would have guessed, right? As a detective trying to go, you would just assume it was part of the struggle,
right?
Or something else. You would like the detective would never go, I bet what this
He
is.
went over here and he grabbed
The guy
his
saw
stuff.
the camera. He walked back out into the yard, grabbed a handful of weeds, and tried to stick them on the camera.
I just had this really weird thought in my head that you were going to grab the plant behind you
Grab the plant behind me.
and do that. I just had that.
But I mean, if they didn't have that on camera, they never would have figured out why that stuff was laying.
No, you're
I
right.
wanted to say, Shauna Butterfly Kisses said she was so happy that Juliana received the full sentence. It was ill intent on her side, in my opinion, and she's a very selfish person. I mean, just hours after the poor lady was red rummed, she's talking to the daughter about calling her mommy. So, I mean, literal hours, and admits it. So, sorry, I just wanted to.
No, that's it was something we probably weren't going to do like a whole stream about, so I'm happy to talk about it.
Mayflower's got me thinking, and don't forget, Tommaso has an AP biology teacher. He fully knows DNA.
There's a lot, and I'm just telling you, you know, for your off the wall theories, there's a lot of strange stuff that Savannah has covered over the years that's cropping up in the news again, and all the Epstein stuff. Didn't she interview
Virginia?
Jeffrey? Yes, she.
I thought she was a Guthrie too.
I don't know who Savannah.
No, Virginia Guthrie.
No, different type of.
It's
Giuffre.
Giuffre. It's a French name, Jeffrey.
Not Guthrie.
Oh,
different. It's like it's different.
It's like Jeffrey.
I've never heard it pronounced like that.
That's the French pronunciation of it.
Well, when did you get to be so fancy?
I've been working on some pronunciations lately.
Have you been practicing your French and Italian?
I'm trying to learn how to say Civitavecchia.
What is that?
That's where I'm going to be visiting.
I want some cheese.
No, that's the name of the city. That's the name of the city. It's Civitavecchia. It's taken me a long time to get that one.
And if you keep a prayer list, keep Hobo Mom in mind. She's got a surgery coming up on April 17th, a good friend to our channel, and hope for the best for you. And I saw earlier you were saying, I think your mom just recently had a surgery and is doing well.
And she's doing great. That's awesome.
Well,
That's great.
Keep you in our prayers.
She's so sweet. She's thinking about our kids. She's making pillows for our children.
Aww.
Instead of thinking about herself and worrying about herself and her situation, she's thinking about our kids and making them pillows. If that's not the sweetest thing ever. So sweet.
Brenda says, I think the peeps got the idea from watching the Today special on Savannah going home, which included her mom, in my opinion.
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that, Brenda.
Well, it is kind of weird. I think it was like a year ago or so that she did that. But I don't know. I just wonder, you know, politics, news. I mean, it's all related. And it makes you wonder if something that's going on in the news, you just don't. I don't know.
I mean, I've heard a lot of people, well, at least when I say heard on X, I've seen a lot of people say that this is a distraction from the Epstein files. This is just a distraction. It's not real. I've heard all kinds of conspiracy theories.
Oh, yeah, there's all kinds of conspiracy theories out there. But then you have to kind of put in the back of your head, well, she did cover a lot of things, and probably some are controversial. Did she make someone mad? Did she expose someone? I mean, what could have possibly led to it? Was it because of something
I've heard
did?
The Olympics thing too, that she was supposed to be the correspondent at the Olympics, and someone benefited from her not going.
I agree with the conspiracy theory halfway. So the part I agree with is I think the news was very happy to not be covering Epstein. So they went all in on this instead of covering, which is what has really been. I mean, I knew the Epstein stuff was going to be bad, but not nearly what it actually is. It is.
I don't know that I can.
Unbelievable.
I mean, and I'm prepared for it. I've prepared for it, and I don't think
it's
I can handle
really
it.
bad.
I really don't think
it should
it's
be. In all, it should. The fact they're not covering it tells you everything you need to know about it. Really,
it's really
that
really
bad.
Like,
but I think they're glad to not be covering it.
And that's the thing, and that may be exactly why it's happened. But that's the thing; it is so bad they don't even know how to begin to cover it because they've never covered things. I mean, they've covered bad crimes and horrible things, but this is beyond that. And it shows.
They're covering their bosses' scandals as part of the problem.
And they don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole.
No.
And the three of us have been aware of how bad these were going to be for a while.
And still, some of it is shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
It's
well,
really
I mean,
incredible.
You've had your first royal that's ever been arrested in like a million years was, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
I know.
Yeah.
And there's so much more. And apparently aliens are coming.
Hey,
yes.
The aliens are coming. I mean, it's just, there's a lot of craziness going on right now, guys.
Well, I believe what Nicey Marie says. I just think follow the money, who's in debt, who benefits from her being gone, missing. And
Yeah.
to me, that's what it kind of comes back
Right.
to.
That's what it comes back to for me
Who
too.
benefits from her being gone? And
when you look at who benefits from her being gone, you know, it goes back to the family, right?
Right. It does.
Well, to
It
me,
does.
some of the family.
I mean, it's going to be one of those things. Following bank transactions and things like that's probably going to solve it. Give them an idea what's been going on.
But will they even go there?
I mean, it's been.
I don't know. It's almost like they want to cover it up.
You know, you remember the Tepes case,
Uh-huh.
the dentist and his wife, and it took like 18 days, I think.
Yeah.
It took a little while, right, to make that arrest.
But
Because
the family knew right away.
everyone was sort of like, this is incompetent. The police don't know what they're doing. Then
And
they
then bam.
eventually released the guy's security video walking in the back in the alley. This case keeps reminding me of that one because I think that's sort of not as well done, maybe as the Tepes case, but like they put out that video because they needed some help cracking it. And I think that's what they tried to do here by putting out this video of this guy, and it hasn't helped so far, but maybe it has. They may be closer than we think.
I don't know. The way that sheriff has been bumbling around, it just makes you wonder. But then
Yeah.
again, I think
Just because he's bumbling doesn't mean the FBI's bumbling.
See, I think I look at him as just like a politician type, that he's just out there trying to put his face out there and get famous and get
Maybe so.
reelected and be the center of attention, because he doesn't need to come out and do this many interviews like he's doing. It doesn't help.
No. Michelle said something interesting I hadn't heard. Annie and Tomas need money as they have the MO because that night before at dinner, they had a discussion over money. I hadn't heard anything about a discussion.
I hadn't heard anything of the contents of what happened that night other than they played games and had dinner.
But I agree with Lisa B. Always, something is not being told.
Yeah.
Or they're withholding information.
No, we don't. There's a lot. We don't know what the crime scene looks like. We don't know what door they came in. We don't even know who went to the house, do we? We don't know if it was
just
one of the
three
siblings
them.
or Annie or Tomas. We don't know who was there.
Well, early
that afternoon.
on. Oh, I was gonna say okay, never mind.
When they were there for 7 minutes
Gotcha.
before the phone call. I don't think we even know that.
That's what I had actually made that point when we had one of our family discussions about this offline. Is I said we need to find out who was there, who else was there, because if it was just the two of them and they called within 7 minutes, that's reasonable. That's normal. We can't find mom. We've looked everywhere. 7 minutes.
Right.
If they were there with outsiders,
Oh, right.
I'm going to go back to another case that we're not going to talk about at this moment, but later on this week, looking around a house for let's say, for example, 30 minutes and then calling someone and then calling the police,
or you mean just
not reasonable.
An after hours line or whatever, not even.
Well, no,
I'll tell you what she's getting at.
Okay, well, you want to sum it up because he knows we've I thought the three of us discussed this.
What she's getting at is if, let's say it's Annie and Tomas go to the house and they're looking for Nancy. They walk in the house, they're like, Nancy, where are you? Hey, go look in the bedroom. Nancy, knock on the door. Okay, maybe she's in the bathroom. Is she in the bathroom? No, I don't see her. You go upstairs, you go look in the garage, you go look in the backyard, you come back in, you double check again. Two people, they go, I don't see her anywhere. Her purse is here, her phone's here. She's got to be here somewhere. And then whatever, 5-6 minutes into it, you see struggle of a crime scene,
blood
or whatever that raises the flag, then you go, okay. So, oh my God, call 911.
Yeah.
7 minutes makes sense in that kind of, right? If it's a cavalry of people,
right,
like you're there with like 10 people or something from church and a bunch of the kids and other relatives are all there, you'd scour the house pretty quickly, and it would not be long before you're calling 911.
No, not exactly. What I was saying is if they called within 7 minutes of getting to her house, if it's just Tomas and Annie, then that makes them feel more innocent to me.
Yeah.
Than if they had people there with them.
You think somebody would pop on 911 pretty quickly.
Right. What I mean is that
We wouldn't have taken 7 minutes for a big group to come to the conclusion we need to call 911.
right. Right.
Is what I
Like
thought
the
you were
group,
getting
like
at.
someone from the group. I would like to know who called 911.
Yeah.
That's part of it. But if they were them being alone and calling within 7 minutes, if that's the case, then that's a good sign that they didn't do anything to me. Does that make sense?
Right.
But if they had a bunch of people and they called within 7 minutes, that still makes them iffy for me. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Putting on a show, for example.
Real Me Too says the Tepe case, they were onto the ex from day one, so much easier case. But we didn't know that though, did we? We didn't know they were
We
onto
didn't
the
know
ex.
about the ex, but her friends and
we knew
family.
online.
People
were-
online were speculating, but we didn't know that they knew
right.
right away.
And then I think
People
family and friends came out really pretty quickly after he was arrested saying, oh, yes, we knew he was stalking them. But it was not until after the arrest that people actually let people know that what was going on with him.
Gotcha.
I mean, there could be somebody that's already told detectives, hey, you need to look at so-and-so that they've had their eye on and can't quite. Also different from Tepe is you had the bodies. You had the 2 bodies there in the bedroom, clearly deceased. And with this, they
Right.
don't know where Nancy is. So that might be, and there's a lot of DAs that are scared of no body crimes if they think she's gone. So their priority might be, we need to find her. The DA might be like, I'm not putting a case against anybody. I'm not doing a circumstantial case. You're going to have to find her, find out what they did with her. It might just be that it might be like that. They might know who did it and they're following them and trying to catch them in something else.
Hobo Mom's been a member for 12 months. Thank you, Hobo Mom. She says, love family and all of you. Well,
Did
thank
you
you
see the
so
last
much.
one?
Thank you, Hope Mom.
She said
Yes,
the
she-
pillows are done.
Oh, you're the sweetest. That is so sweet. The kids are just going to love them. I've already gotten a peek at one of them.
And I agree, Cindy. I agree. That's the thing that doesn't make sense. Why take her? Why take her?
Right. That's that
You wanna
part
do
drives
away
me
with
nuts.
her? If you want to do away with her, you do away with her. But why take her and make it
Right.
look like a kidnapping?
What if, another question we had earlier, we were talking about why haven't we seen a picture of the car? How do they not know which vehicle, assuming they went
Yeah.
by car?
We talked about that earlier.
How do
Yeah.
we, maybe they do know and they don't need our help identifying the car. They may know whose vehicle it was. It may already be impounded.
Yeah, or they could be watching that particular vehicle hoping to find what they've done, because we know that people tend to, if they unalive someone and hide them, they tend to go back and check on that place.
Yeah.
We know that. You want to tell that story about the guy at the library, how they caught
That's what I was about to,
him?
yeah. So this is one of my, I can't remember the case. It was a Crime Junkies, but I think about it all the time with these where they knew who their suspect was. Took them 2 years. They were basically following him, and they put out that they were going to do a search at some certain park or something. They put that out in the news. So the guy goes to the library, gets on the public computer there, pulls up Google Maps, zooms in on the spot where he had buried the body to see how close it was to the area they were searching, and left the library. Well, as soon as he leaves the library, the detectives go in, pull up his search history there, and then they see the areas he's looking at on the map. They go out, they find the body that way. And that
Wow.
took them 2 years, but that's how they
ultimately did
cracked the case. So, you just never know how
They could just be waiting.
they could be just waiting for that person to make an error like that to
Well,
lead
and-
them to
Or
the
put
body.
out this information. We're checking over here. We're checking over
We're-
here to
Well,
see
and that
to
could
see
be
if there's any
why-
movement.
Mhm.
They could be why they said they've cleared the family, to make them be at ease about thinking they're no longer a suspect. And Nicey Marie said, and why they took Annie's car, taking photos in her home to
Right.
know something was there. Why the Cellbrite there? Suspicious to me.
I know.
And
it's-
it is suspicious. Why did they take the Cellbrite in there?
The sheriff also says, well, they've been cooperative. Everybody needs to back off. They've been cooperative.
Yeah, I know
Well,
some people
great,
have been cooperative that I don't think are necessarily not guilty. So
Yeah. What are you going to do if they show up with a warrant to search your house? Just no.
yeah.
Of course,
What
you're
do you
going to
want to
cooperate.
do?
You
To
don't really
throw
have a choice.
suspicion? Yeah, you don't want to throw suspicion your way. You're going to say, "Oh, sure, whatever you need.
Yeah.
we're happy to help. We'll do anything you ask."
And
Right.
Kathy, I agree. This is another problem. Why would a kidnapper be in the house for 41 minutes? It makes no sense, y'all.
Okay. Okay. So what are the answers on 41 minutes? What does that make you think?
Quilting, I'll check real quick. Okay, go ahead.
What is the 41-minute explanation? What does that make you think it is?
It makes me think it's somebody who's very comfortable in that home.
I mean,
I'm sorry. I know that's not. I know everybody wants to go with they're cleared. They're cleared. That just it bothers me.
It makes me think cleanup.
I think it's
That's
cleanup.
what it makes me think.
It's either cleanup or staging. Cleanup or staging.
Okay, Amelia Reyes is with you.
That's
thinking
beautiful. I'm quilting. That is beautiful. Oh my goodness. She sent me a picture of what she's working on while she's talking to us.
That's a good example.
It's beautiful.
Romy too says the Koberger case.
Give you a link, but not sure it's true.
Oh,
that's something else.
I saw her quilt. Her quilt is lovely.
It's on Discord. She said, "I'm not sure it's true."
Okay, new cases maybe.
Real Me Too says same happened in the Koberger case. They were onto the vehicle but didn't tell the public. It's a good example.
That is a good example. And boy, we thought with the Koberger case, they're never going to find him. I mean, it took a while, and they had the vehicle the whole time.
Oh, you know what?
Little Black Bear.
So what she sent was I don't know this person, David Buys. Do you know him? He says, breaking, national media never touched this. Nanas told Tucson reporters in a Saturday gaggle they're actively working a lead less than 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home. I heard this. Is Nancy closer than we think? That was what she said.
And they did find the backpack, but it was not the backpack that we saw the person on the video with. It was not the same backpack.
Right.
It looked like a Swiss Army backpack, with the little logo, because my husband has one of those he uses for the airplane, and that has that same little logo on it. I think it looks similar to that one.
Apparently they have homeless encampments near where they were searching today. So finding all these t-shirts and gloves and backpacks, is probably not anything, but you don't know. It still doesn't hurt to.
Did you say your husband has the same backpack?
Go look.
Should we be looking at him?
No, the backpack that was found today.
Oh,
it was like that backpack. It's
right.
called Swiss Army. They sell them at Sam's, and it's a really good one for like a heavy duty. And he has one like that, or he did. I don't know if he still has it.
I see the problem with it being Ozark Trail is like that's mass produced, so that's going to be a difficult.
Yes.
I also think we're all also saying that she's not in Mexico, right?
I don't think
that
so.
Doesn't really make any sense.
Well, I mean,
it's easy to get into Mexico. It's hard to get back.
Well, yeah, and Brian Enton showed that on his video, how easy. I mean, they didn't ask for anything. He just walked in, and they parked and then walked straight in, and it was like a breeze. But going back in was harder. So they felt like, yes, it was possible to get her out of the country without being detected, but it would be hard to get her back in the country.
But then why? But why?
But right. And what would be the purpose? I mean, drug cartel. I mean, what are we talking about? Why would they go to Mexico?
We have to get to the why.
And then the cartels doesn't make any sense. It goes back to the thing, like if you were wanting to send a message to Savannah for some reason, you would have left her just in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Then send your hitman back to Mexico.
It just doesn't.
Good luck, solving that crime. It would never happen.
It really, I mean, I know that's kind of what's on our thumbnail, but none of this makes sense. None of it. Everything you look at, none of it makes sense.
It doesn't.
It is one of those where it's like there's something
we're missing something.
There's something we believe to be true that's not true,
and that happens.
There's something that if we knew what the investigators knew, the whole thing would probably fall into place for us. But with what we've got, it just doesn't. It doesn't make sense for the sheriff to come out and clear the family with what we know. because it doesn't see, how can you clear them?
It is kind of weird. Gigi said, "Do you think that her body could have been in the back of the Range Rover? That's why they blocked people from seeing." I don't really know why they held up that thing. It was really kind of strange. I mean, if it
I
didn't
doubt
have
they would have
anything
been
in
in Culver's though, with a body in the back of their car.
Like if
well,
if it,
but just the reason that they held it up was kind of odd.
like
I mean,
maybe
if
they
it,
were
yeah. I mean, if
do
there's nothing back there and it's just they
Well,
wanted to try to get evidence from it, why would holding up a tarp? I mean, it was
okay. Let's just look at it this way: they were being stalked and chased by lots of people. Lots of people were following the police all around the place, and scanners and all this stuff. Maybe they
yeah
just didn't want it to be content.
well, and it could
yeah
be some sort of evidence that they were going to gather that they didn't want public to see.
Right.
they may have and they may have believed that there was going to be something there, so they were preparing for when they
That's true too.
open, and then but they didn't impound it, right? I mean, they took it.
Yeah, they
Right.
sealed
And
it. They sealed it with
Uh,
the tape on the back, and then they impounded it.
and as far as we know, right, they still have Annie and Tomas's car.
uh-huh.
So
And Nancy's from the garage too.
right,
I know.
right. Nicey had a theory, and I meant to show it, and I forgot. Here it is. She says, "I think whoever took NG home, they parked the car in the garage. The 2 minutes the garage door opened. Who all was in the vehicle? My thoughts, in my opinion, only in my opinion. That's an interesting thing. And Texas Plain Jane does not get Mexico vibes. I don't either.
Mhm.
I really don't.
No, I don't think it's cartels. I don't think it's Mexico. The
and
sheriff also keeps calling it a kidnapping. I
Mhm.
don't think they were doing a kidnapping
I don't
case.
either. And
Uh,
Real Me Too has shared
Good
information
night,
and the link
Lisa.
for the gathering of voices for Sebastian this week.
Oh,
And she has shared that on there, and for anyone interested in going.
okay, great.
yes. Thank you for doing that.
Brenda says she thinks they were taking DNA from the perp and checking him for marks, scars, and tattoos. In my opinion,
Maybe.
That's a good. Yeah, I mean, if they
maybe.
really thought this was their guy,
Hobo. Those are so cute. They're going to love them. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
oh yeah, I pulled this video up.
Oh yeah.
There were some interesting things in this too. This is just about 2 minutes, but this has to do with the sniffers too, partly.
The Pima County Sheriff's Department says they have now cleared the Guthrie family, including the siblings and spouses, as possible suspects in this case. Meanwhile, investigators say they have honed in on where the suspect purchased his clothing and mask and might have a new way of trying to track Nancy. CBS News is reporting law enforcement could be trying to use something called a signal sniffer to find Nancy by tracking her pacemaker. The high-tech tracking tool is put on a helicopter and searches for low-power electronic signals. This is in addition to investigators continuing their search for the person they believe to have been behind her disappearance. Investigators think the suspect.
So that's interesting. I thought that they're using these helicopters to try to find the
Yeah,
signal.
they did that.
And
They did that about a week ago.
I heard somewhere that maybe it was the FBI. Somebody was unhappy about the sheriff releasing that information. I can't remember who it was.
I think the sheriff's told more than he needs to. Like, why is he even saying this about the mixed DNA and this may take months, a week, a year?
I don't know.
How does that benefit your investigation to go out and say stuff like that?
I don't know.
Why?
I do think that's why, though, it's led to these people wanting to go out and search on their own, because it seems like they're not really actively searching other than like the signal sniffer and things like that. You just don't see them on foot, like going anywhere searching, and it's just kind of weird.
That's a good point, Rob. Honed in on the mask. There wouldn't be a lot of people buying a ski mask in that warm area. That's a good point.
You would think not.
Well, I mean, who buys those types of masks anymore anyway? Robbers.
Well, I mean, if they were, going skiing. There's lots of mountains in the area that you could go skiing. It's a ski
How many
mask.
times? Okay, you and I have been skiing together before. How many people did you see that wore a ski mask like that?
You're right. I mean, really, you should probably get flagged every time you buy a ski mask, probably, right?
Right?
Well,
Just like-
that's true.
Right.
That's true.
We've been skiing together before, and I cannot tell you one single solitary person that looked like that. Everybody wants to look good on the ski slopes. They don't buy ski masks.
And Real Me Too says she's leaving us. She has to go to bed. She's getting up early for Sebastian to head to Tennessee.
Wow.
All right, so I was pulling this up. Mount Lemon
And
Ski
she says
Valley.
she can't wait to see us. We can't wait to see you. Please have a safe trip. Let us know when you get here, okay?
Who was that?
Real Me Too.
Oh, yeah. Looking forward to seeing him. Real Me Too. So there is a Mount Lemon Ski Valley is about 45 to 60 miles north of Tucson.
Mhm.
And they have skiing in December and January. So
I'm
that'd be the,
True,
But
Pam.
again,
I
you
did
have
see
been
that.
skiing. You have been skiing too. Have you ever seen anybody in a ski mask skiing?
I still think there are probably not a lot of ski masks are sold.
Right.
Just in general.
Pam had a comment. She said, "Remember the photo shown of Tom and Annie on the slopes?" Yes, I do. I remember seeing that photo of them on a ski slope.
Did they have ski masks
Interesting.
on?
Oh, no,
If they
took a
didn't have ski
picture.
masks on,
They took a picture. They're not going to have ski masks on in a picture.
oh, that's funny. Wowzer
May have
said, haha, I saw someone wearing one riding a motorcycle yesterday around my neighborhood. So weird. That is
That is
weird.
weird.
I know a
That
lot.
is really, really weird.
Someone was saying that it might have been narcotics in that rover.
It was one of my neighbors made me think about this. That is very strange.
If it's cold, though, I can see if you're traveling at a high speed, wanting to block the wind off your face. I can see it
Yeah. Or rob someone
on your motorcycle.
on your motorcycle. It has it. I'll tell you what happened. It was really nice around here the other, Friday, and then all of a sudden, bam! It's cold.
I
again.
know. We're back in the
We're
30s.
supposed to have a couple really bad days too, getting back down in the 30s, and we're like, wah. We lost so much landscaping.
I'm going to play the last little bit of this news segment here.
Seen on Nancy Guthrie's doorbell camera purchased his mask, clothing, and backpack from Walmart. The FBI says the backpack is a black Ozark Trail hiker, which is exclusively sold at Walmart. They are also still working to identify the mask and clothing brand. The next step is to determine whether the items are bought online or in the store. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nano says investigators have spent several days reviewing surveillance video at local Walmarts. Last night, Nancy's daughter, Today Show host Savannah Guthrie, posted on Instagram saying her family is keeping the hope that their mom is out there.
And I wanted to say to whoever has her or knows where she is that
She seems like she knows
it's
something.
never
She seems like she knows something.
She might. I mean,
Or has suspicions.
They may be telling her certain things.
too late. And we believe in the essential goodness of every human being. And it's never too late.
If you have any interest,
I do just feel absolutely terrible for her every time I hear her speak.
Well,
and that could help.
If she's had enough information and it was related to something about her being her, I mean, imagine how bad she might feel if her mom was taken because of her notoriety, someone that didn't, that would just make you feel even worse. And that's why I thought, it's a theory that could be true. I mean, we just don't know at this point, and I hope we find out. But it is Made in America said it's the strangest situation. It is so strange. It kind of reminds me of the sensationalism of like the JonBenet Ramsey case. That case was huge, and it was in the media like crazy. And this kind of reminds me that case now. Can you imagine the YouTubers and the journalist people, I mean, camping out outside their home.
Oh
That
my
would have been
gosh.
that would have been a media circus for sure. And I think this case kind of has that same vibe as far as the sensationalism and the people involved. But I've seen some YouTubers that have done some great reporting and finding out stuff that even some of the big news stations haven't found
Right.
out.
No,
Asking
I mean,
questions.
I've
and
appreciated the reporting. Don't get me
I have
wrong.
too. I have too. I mean,
And who did you just mention? I'm sorry.
John Benet Ramsey. I said the sensationalism reminds me of the John Benet Ramsey case and how big it blew up. And it was, I mean, it's still talked about to this day. I mean, Deception Detective has done a ton on the John Benet case, but lots and lots and lots
Great
of
work.
true crime stuff has gone on in that case. And if that were today, I can't imagine what the media circus would be like, because this one is just crazy. And yes, I've heard that, Brenda, that the family actually has PIs working on the case as well. I have heard that. And there were some that were, I think, there initially within a few days. Hi, Robini. Thanks for joining us. Yes, Marley, I have actually really enjoyed the YouTubers. I really enjoyed Brian Enton. He's done a really good job. And is it Emil? Emil says the Madeleine McCann case. Yes, that was a big case. And that wasn't even in the United States. That was a big, big case.
Dee Dee thinks the brother is the likely perpetrator in the Sean Benet Ramsey. Is it the one or
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're talking about, because yes, he's always pointed to
Robini.
him. But yeah, he's done a lot with this case too, and just kind of analyzing the family statements, things like that. He does great work.
I was also I've never been to Tucson. You may have heard some of these things other places before. I just hadn't looked into it. But it's about 500,000 people, and their crime rate's pretty high. It generally ranks as one of the 10% worst cities.
I did
for
not know
crime.
that.
Especially theft and property type of crime. It's exceptionally high in those arenas. And then I was reading different places that they have somewhere around 300 to 400 cold cases in Tucson.
That's a lot.
Of missing people or unsolved homicides, which is pretty high for a city that size too. But that in general, Arizona has a lot of unsolved homicides and missing people. Just in general, so the whole state does. It's like them and Alaska apparently are the two worst, but they think it's because of the terrain, because it is so easy to hide a body or for people to get lost in that desert and not ever be found. And Alaska would have a similar situation. You could get lost in Alaska and never be found again, you know.
You're right. It's so much wilderness.
So anyway, just some kind of things to consider there.
And that's something else I've noticed. You talk to a lot of neighbors in the area, and I've seen a lot of the neighbors be interviewed by the YouTubers, and they ask them lots of great questions like, did you feel unsafe? And one of them said, no, we left our doors unlocked. Our neighborhood is safe. And I'm like, well, you're crazy if you're leaving your door unlocked in this day and age. I don't care if you live in Mayberry, USA. You just don't do that this day and age. It's just not smart. It's not that you feel unsafe, but it's just not a smart thing.
Yeah.
It's just kind of
Sorry.
stupid.
We got to move that plant.
Somebody else said this earlier. Little Black Bear says, LOL, I just noticed Mr. E looks like he's wearing a Hawaiian headpiece when he holds his head a certain way.
That's so funny. Somebody else
I did that to
wow.
give him a hint that he needs to take me to Hawaii. That's it.
And I agree, Richard. There's a lot of weird stuff with that, and I went down that rabbit hole. But he said she's dead. Study up on Savannah's husband, Michael Feldman's connection to the Clinton crime family, and intel op all the way. I believe that there is that possibility as well, and I think we may if that happens, we won't know who did it. We won't know. Well, she'll never be found. We won't know, and it'll be just like the rest of the Clinton crimes. Let's hope that
I just
that day
think
is coming.
I just think if it were,
And we actually were some of the first people to even talk about that a few weeks
Yes,
ago.
we talked about it
Yeah.
right at the beginning because that's the
Mhm.
first thing I did because I just felt like the case was so sensationalized from the get-go that there was something else up with it. And that was the first thing I found.
my thinking is kind of what I was saying earlier. I'm not ruling out
Ugh.
that it couldn't be a political issue. But
Sorry.
I just kind of feel like that they wouldn't have taken the body if it were.
Again, if they were trying to send a message, you send the
Well,
message.
You send the message and
that's
leave
the
her laying
thing
right
with-
Yeah.
there.
With all the Clinton ones, the ones affiliated with them or tied to them in some way, all the bodies were found.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I mean, they were attempted
send a message.
unalivings and of themselves.
Those are all, of
that kind
course,
thing.
allegedly,
Allegedly.
because
Allegedly.
none of those have been
None of those
proven.
have been. Yeah, that's
Right.
just
And
that's
this
hearsay and
one-
rumors on the internet.
Right, it is. But I agree that there's a lot of foundation there that that people explore. It's a theory.
And Robini says it started to snow again in Ohio. They're getting another storm coming in. Ugh, no storms.
I think it was Thoughtful Criminal was going out to do her first shoveling or his first shoveling. I don't know if it's like he or her,
That's
but-
a good idea, Maddie Lou. If they broke in through the back, which we know that there was forced entry in the back, that might explain the backpack being full if they came through the front.
But supposedly nothing was taken, so it wouldn't be full.
I want to know how they got in the front because one of the neighbors came up and said specifically that front door is like a fortress. She has the same exact front door, and she said it was a fortress.
Yeah.
There's you have to be let in.
And I will tell you what they have not what they have not said is that that someone came to the door, that there was a doorbell ring and she opened the door. We've got no information about activity with the doorbell. And we should, in a Ring doorbell, you push the button if you're ringing it. If they're trying to get in the front door and have her let them in, a lot of people have speculated that she let them in. Well, I don't think so.
That's possible, Cajun Girl, because I've seen videos and pictures and things that it appears that there's two people dressed similarly. So it's possible somebody did go in the back and let the person in the front, and then they noticed the camera, which had them grab the
the weeds.
The weeds.
Okay. I didn't realize this. So according to page 6, and I'm going to read directly from the article because I was wondering, has Nanos actually said this was not a burglary?
Okay.
And apparently he has.
Okay.
So investigators have ruled out the theory that Nancy Guthrie's abduction was a burglary gone bad. Pima County Sheriff's Chris Nanos confirmed that investigators are eyeing Guthrie's disappearance as a kidnapping and not a burglary in an interview with the Daily Mail. This is somebody who disappeared from the face of the earth, and now we have a camera that says, here's the person who did this, Nanos said, referring to the new security footage capturing an armed individual outside of Guthrie's home the night she went missing more than 2 weeks ago. Chris Nanos confirmed that investigators have ruled out Nancy Guthrie's abduction as a botched burglary.
Okay. Well, they've ruled out some other things.
Authorities have not been able to pin down a clear motive, and there were no valuable items missing from Guthrie's Tucson area home. That's what makes me say this is a kidnapping, Nanos said. The motivation for it is where we get stuck, right? Is it for money? I mean, we had the one demand where they asked for money, but is it really for money or is it for revenge for something?
At some point, and I know we're not going to do it tonight because we're probably going to be getting close to wrapping it up. We need to get those the affidavit from the guy in California that was arrested. The guy that was arrested in California that sent the text.
Yeah.
Because when you read that,
it's weird.
It's really weird. It's really weird. And you know me, it's like 9 o'clock and my eyes are starting to get heavy. So,
well, Made in America is right up my alley. A political distraction from the left to take attention away from the Epstein guilt they are facing and the millions stolen in Minneapolis fraud cases being brought to justice. The media has grabbed onto this with both hands and they are holding on for dear life.
Right.
They're not letting up. So I agree that it's being used as a distraction, but whether it was intentional or unintentional,
right.
That's the part we need to figure out.
That's where I'm going with it. I agree with you on that for sure.
Wow, you agree with me for something.
Rogue
Oh,
says he is upset with
yeah.
the media and Jon Stewart made a snide comment about us YouTubers.
Okay.
Now, who cares what Jon Stewart thinks? Nobody cares.
Oh, put the nobody cares in chat. Aunt E has spoken.
Well,
Her favorite phrase.
It's easy. It is. I saw somebody writing about
Right.
this on X the other day. They were talking about the YouTubers streaming outside, and they're
Ugh.
like, if it were corporate media sitting out there streaming all day, showing the house, no one would have a problem with it at all. When it's
Right.
an independent journalist sitting out and streaming out of the house,
Right.
suddenly it's exploitative and those crazy YouTubers or whatever. And obviously there are some bad ones out there that do fraudulent bad stuff, but there is something about why is it only legitimate if a giant corporation's doing the same thing? And there's also a little jealousy because the corporations can't afford
To
have
have
their
someone
people out
around there
there.
24 hours and run all over town
Yeah.
and chase down leads and find SWATs and I know.
They can't financially make it viable, where a YouTuber
Well, and
can,
they're
or a one-man show.
Well, that's just
continuing to
that's
lose
the
ratings.
brainwash.
Uh-huh.
That's the brainwashing, right? No, I really don't know many people who sit and watch the news anymore unless they're watching it through a YouTuber or through like online themselves, like through YouTube or through a website that people just sit down and do the nightly news anymore. It just
I didn't even know Savannah Guthrie was the host of the Today Show until this happened.
You did it?
I never watched it.
I remembered her from the town hall with Trump.
That's
But
how
I never
knew
watched
her.
the shows.
Right. I never watched the show, but I knew her from during the election phase when she did the town hall thing, which I thought was very poorly done. But neither here nor
that's
there.
beside the point.
Right.
That doesn't mean we don't care about her mother. So
No.
right.
I mean,
That's right.
no, absolutely. I just don't watch that. Don't watch the.
Yeah,
I don't find any value in those morning shows. I remember back in the day, you and I used to watch Regis and Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
That was about it.
Yeah.
We did try The View for a while, and then
But now,
didn't watch that.
Now, if there's a certain thing in the, I mostly go to social media news
Right.
people, either on
Because you
X
get
or
the
YouTube,
information faster.
and
It gets to the point.
and I know who's an expert on what. Usually, there's people I go to for certain types of coverage,
Mhm.
political or crime or what. There's certain people I trust. I don't trust the giant
I
corporations.
don't, because I know that they
You
all
can't.
have. I think that the last 5 years, especially, has shown all of us that everybody's got an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody.
Well, and all you have to do is watch a few of the videos where they're giving every single station
We've
in
shown those
every
to the
single
kids.
video, every single city, and they all have the exact same for word dialogue of what they're trying to spew and sway the public
It's a
to
message
believe.
that's being paid to be planted in our heads, and I don't like that.
It's a government operation. I mean, we all know it. You can research it. It's a government operation.
I know.
To indoctrinate, and people are finally starting to realize that all of that stuff is indoctrination, and
it's been a slow going thing, but yes, it is.
I'm
Angel
with
Wing-
you, Shauna.
Hold on.
Go ahead
Angel
with
Wing says almost 2 feet of snow here since we started this live.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
You're having a blizzard.
They have a blizzard warning all through upstate New York, all up that way. And Shauna said the main media news channels are all biased. I just want to know the facts and make my own decisions. And I think that's what people are these days. I think that sums it up. People don't want to hear all that crap.
We've all, well, for the most part, a lot of us have seen people's agendas. You can see through them sometimes.
Mhm.
And they're getting to be more and more apparent. Once you're able to see through one agenda, then you can see through others. And essentially what we always say, the three of us, is follow the money. You find the answers when you follow the money.
Sure.
That's right.
I remember Aunt E and I talking to our brother about one a long time ago. I'm not going to get into all that, but
Yeah.
I was like, this person owns this organization, and this organization funds this organization with this foundation from these people. And I showed it to him, and I was like, so whatever you're showing me has no credibility because of this. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
I was fired up. So
Yeah,
because all you do is a lot of people, like I have friends that I call them the headline readers. They just read headlines and they don't do the research. If you read the headlines only, you're not going to find, you're going to get a lot of misinformation. You go and read the article, you're going to find out that headline was misleading. So then you go, okay, well, who wrote the article? Okay, well, that person wrote the article who works for this company, and this company's funded by this person. And then you just go down the line and you realize that there's really, I don't know. I think YouTube right now is, and Twitter to a certain extent, not all of it, but there's, I think independent journalism's the way to go. We've been fans of independent journalists for a long time.
You still have to vet your independent person.
Right,
And
right,
I mean, there's
we
people
do.
that I'm like, once they fooled me once or lied to me about it,
And it happens. It
All
happens. People you really trust. will
people that I
suddenly-
followed for a little while, and then, hey, you made up this.
Right.
Crazy
and I'm not
story,
listening to you anymore.
Right.
Not without naming names, but they've happened to me with a few people over the last year or two.
But there are certain ones that you can trust.
So you have to, as long as they stay
Vet your
credible
sources.
and, they're giving you good information, then I continue to follow them. I wanted to point this at Texas outlaw Trey asked, do you think Miss Guthrie is still alive or dead? I don't think pacemakers can be restarted after a certain time. I tend to think she's not alive because very early on, the sheriff kept talking about how Nancy really can't live without her medication.
I remember that.
beyond a few days. And we don't really know exactly what that situation is. Maybe the sheriff was exaggerating it, but it sounded like she was in pretty bad health and had a lot of medications and things she was on.
That she needed daily.
So unless you believe that whoever had her was trying to keep her alive and had the means to do so, then she's probably not.
And that was
Which
one of the
is
things
terribly sad.
Brian
Yeah.
Enton, when he went down to Mexico, he went into the pharmacies and it's pretty easy to get scripts if she
I
was
told you
taken.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was pretty easy
Well,
to get the script that
okay.
she took specifically. And
Okay.
he actually went into the pharmacy and talked to him.
Well, also she doesn't have to go to Mexico for that. You can just drive over, get your prescriptions and come back.
Yes.
So,
But they're saying they do have cameras of every car and every person going in and out of the border. So at some point, if you access that, you should be able to see if she was coming in.
also, it's my understanding though that the pacemaker did not stop working; that it just stopped connecting to the phone.
Right. I
They
didn't know
say
this.
even though a person is not alive anymore, the pacemaker can still be picked up.
Right.
I did
I
find
did not.
that out.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's what Pam Kaiser is saying here. Pacemakers don't stop unless the battery is drained, which takes 10 to 15 years. And Sarah said this also. If she is gone, her pacemaker is still running.
Mhm.
Battery lasts 5 to 10 years. Someone from the company comes out and turns it off after someone passes. I
Oh,
didn't know that's how
wow.
that worked.
So yeah, that's why they thought even if they had to find her with the helicopters, they would still be able to pick up that signal. But you have to be pretty close. I mean, it can't pick
That's
it up.
why they were so low, right?
Yes, yes.
And Texas Outlaw Trey, you're very welcome. We're happy to have you here. We see a lot of new names in here tonight, and we're happy to have you guys.
tell you
we
what
love new friends.
Yeah, good to meet you, Texas. I tell you what I like about that though.
Mhm.
I like the pressure, because
And
they know,
e-
assuming that
Um,
Nancy's
I
deceased,
think you and I are on the same page.
then they know where she is, and they're looking up like Goodfellas, looking at the helicopters in the sky flying around,
I love
sweating
that. I love that
bullets,
scene.
and wondering, oh my God, is that helicopter flying over to the north side of town where
Or
Nancy is?
they're doing it kind of like your guy
As a
at the
psyop.
library. They're doing it to watch what people do with these helicopters.
Responses. Yeah.
So if it were me running
Mhm.
the show, I'd say fly those helicopters every day,
All
low,
day, every day.
all day, every day, even if they're not doing anything.
Right.
Just
Even
fly
if
a bunch of black helicopters around,
right.
and make this person nervous.
And Pogie says makes you wonder if they do this for every kidnapped person, or is that service just for rich people?
Not to be cynical, but probably just for the rich people. I don't think
Well,
anybody
I
gets
just think
this.
that this is unreal. I said you could have kidnapped the president's son, and I don't think it would have gotten any more press than what this has gotten. I mean, it's crazy how much press this has, or attention this has gotten from everyone,
And that's
not just the
another
media.
that's another narrative though that I've been seeing on Twitter though, is a lot of people are like, so many people are missing. Why are we giving so many resources to this lady?
Well,
We're not the one that's deciding what resources go where, right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I mean,
I like
I
what
don't
Rose
know.
said. I don't like anything about this case. It smells like salmon.
No kidding.
Yeah, but yes, if she's not related to Savannah Guthrie, there's no $100,000 reward. You don't have, what is it, 400 people that they've said working on the case?
An enormous amount.
You know, you don't have that in
I
this
mean, the
situation.
FBI came in immediately. The president said, we will expend as many people as necessary to help
Right.
solve this case and bring her home. You know, I just think it's been crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I don't think.
I am quilting
Right.
said she, you know,
That's
she
what
got
I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
But there were a lot of people at first really looking for Sebastian too, though. This whole county was covered.
There were hundreds, maybe thousands of professionals and looking for him at first,
Mhm.
at least for that first week or two. But even that stopped after 8 days or whatever the day was.
I think it was
8-9 days in, and then this is 21 days, and it's still going pretty strong.
Oh yeah. GTO guy said, "Ease, were you aware in the 1975 church committee funding that CIA or findings that CIA had close ties with journalists to help push propaganda in the news?" I think we still have newscasters that people trust that are CIA for sure.
Absolutely.
I could even name them, but I probably shouldn't.
Yes.
People that
We'll be on
are
the list.
household names.
Yes.
Huh?
I said we'll be on the list. Say the names. And we're on the list.
Yeah. We're what I like to call awake and aware.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
We have been for a long time.
I agree.
If I remember that church committee, we weren't there in front of the, what was it? In front of the hearing or whatever. And they said, "Oh, we need to go step into a back room."
What?
Then they go into the back room and about the media being involved in the CIA being involved in our media. They said, "Oh, we really can't discuss this. We need to talk about this behind closed doors." And then
When
that was
was
the end of
this?
it. The 1975 church committee he's talking about.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And I agree. TMZ's role in this has been bizarro. He said the guy from that TV station doing the kidnap demands is dodgy. I remember him continuing a narrative after MJ was found innocent. TMZ's just sketch anyway.
Well, let me. Harvey's on the list. I mean, Harvey was very good friends with Epstein. It's all over the place. So he's, that's something that I'm sure he wants to hang on to this case as hard as he can, because it makes
Just
people,
like everybody else in
right.
media.
It's making them not look at him because people are, I mean, that's been coming out. So.
And Grimes Crime said that they're just stopping in before bed. Thank you all for all you do. Still praying for Middle E and family. Been here for a while, but a member for 8 months. Thank you so much, Grimes Crime.
Thank you, Grimes Crime.
Thank you. We ought to probably wrap it up too. It's 21 minutes past our kids' bedtime. So, but I can go take care of that if you all want to keep talking.
I think we should probably go for tonight anyway. We've kind of talked everything.
Costanza, we're out.
Yeah. Leave them wanting more.
I love that one. That's a good one.
Wait, I'll see if I can find it.
That's a good one. Oh, I love that song.
Well, we kind of did go through everything I had kind of intended to talk about. We had a lot to catch up on because it's been so long since we talked about this case. And if you were new to us, the rest of this week, our plan is to be covering the Sebastian Rogers disappearance. Particularly the anniversary of the 2-year anniversary is the 25th. We're going to have a friend in who is a retired detective from Nashville, my friend Dan there. And he's a great guy. Hopefully he will be able to answer some questions that we've had about
Yes.
how certain procedures work. And I've got a lot of questions about warrants and probable cause and things of that nature, and kind of get his opinion on what he thinks on Sebastian's case. So we'll open it up for everybody to ask questions if they like in the chat, of course. And Dan will
Well,
love to do that. And then
And actually, members, there's a if you go under the members only post, you can put your questions in there.
and Rogue, we
Where-
have talked to Josh. I sent him some dates. We're not doing it the same night as Dan.
No, what happened
Um,
was that okay, so we talked to Josh, we got it all like we're gonna do this, and then he got sick. Like you talked to Josh tonight that you got sick.
Yeah.
And then that whole week it was as if he
We
were
had the
dying.
surgery
It
and
was
I
like
was
you were
sick
dying.
and just not sure when I was going to get better.
And he was not getting any better. He would have one good day and then he'd be like, oh, I'm terrible again.
Well, he even had
And-
a couple days where he was like, I think I can do it. And then you're like, no, I can't do it.
So whatever day we have Josh on will be separate from what we're doing with Dan. We've
and then surgery. And so it's been,
so I know Josh has got a lot going on too. So hopefully the dates we sent might work out, but we don't have it nailed down yet.
and I don't blame him if he never talks to us again because it's been
He
2
might.
weeks since we messaged him or
He
since
might.
we talked to him about it.
We're a little hard. We're a little difficult. So
Our schedule's weird. But
Josh
I was
is
trying
great.
to find the George. Hold on.
and of course, if you're interested in this case, he's been doing phenomenal work on the lab, on the Nancy
Oh,
Guthrie
absolutely.
stuff. Was
Late
it
night
last
lab.
night? Yeah. Last night he had Chris on and it was great. So he's been doing good stuff with this too. Anything else before we go?
I was trying to find the George Costanza.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
out,
yeah.
but I can't.
Oh,
find
do
it.
you have a thing about the Sebastian thing for this week? Do you have a flyer
I
for that?
have a flyer. I do. Let me find it. I do. Let's see.
Yeah, Josh is a good guy.
You all talk
Yeah,
for a
he's
minute
good.
while I look for it.
He said,
He's
"Oh, I don't
hysterical.
understand." Yeah,
We talked to him for a long time. It was fun.
He was saying some funny stuff that I don't have to figure out if I can ever tell the.
No, you can't. That's not what we do. We're known as the vault over here. We
I don't
we
think
keep
it's.
all
I don't
kinds
think.
of
It's, I don't think
stuff
it's
to
bad.
ourselves.
And,
But he's a funny guy to talk to.
Claudia says this kidnapping is done by someone who definitely knows that she is alone. And my question is, why get her after she was home after the dinner at her daughter's? It's a case that's going to, until we get to a resolution, it's going to be on the back of everyone's mind because the media's made sure we know about it and everybody's kind of wondering. It was kind of interesting when they interviewed the driver, the Uber Eats driver or whatever. He was like, he said, I don't know who she is. And they said they hadn't heard anything about her being missing. I'm like, what rock do you live under? Because you live in
everywhere.
Tucson and no one, he said they didn't know anything about it.
Well, I listen to these detectives all the time, and they'll talk about do you have to change the venue for a trial because it's so high public? And they're like, you would be amazed at how many people just don't listen to the news at all.
That's
are
crazy.
Completely unplugged, don't know anything about even like the most high profile crazy case.
Wow.
There's always people that just don't know about it.
And we have some prayer requests. Shauna Butterfly Kisses says, please pray for my sister Heather. Her 2 surgeries have resulted in negative outcomes. It's been tough, but she's a trooper. So, Shauna, we will be praying for your sister.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Surgeries are so
I'm
tough.
so sorry.
Yes.
And make sure you put those in the Discord too, guys, because we have a prayer thing in there as well. Oh, thank you, Angel Wing. She's been a member for 12 months. My goodness. I want you to be safe in that snowstorm. And she says, hearts for middle E. I am trying really hard to get this to come up, and I cannot make it come up. I don't know.
Do you need to take the other one? Do you need to take the other one off the stage?
No, it's not allowing me to. Let me see if I can.
Brenda Calvert says Nick Barris has made another Facebook statement regarding the Sebastian case. Mr. He drives me crazy.
The thing is that I don't know. Don't get me started on old Nick.
Do you want me to pull it up?
I'm trying to find this Sebastian thing and get it to. I'm gonna have to export it into a I have to export it because it just won't come up.
I didn't.
No, go
mean
ahead. I'm sorry.
To cause a problem.
That's okay.
What problem?
I said I didn't mean to cause a problem. I can read the Nick Barris statement if you'd like.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm looking for this file anyway.
Sebastian Rogers. This was 3 hours ago. Sebastian Rogers still missing but not forgotten. It was 2 years ago this week, February 26th, that the teen, who would now be 17, vanished from the family home in Hendersonville. The Amber Alert remains in effect. In the time since Sebastian vanished, there have been numerous searches in and around the neighborhood. Sumner County EMA deployed officers on foot, drones, Zodiac boats, dogs, and more, and they retraced the steps of previous searchers to see if anything was missed. And they looked in some new locations outside the original grid. The results, nothing. No evidence, no sign whatsoever of the teen. In the past 2 years, there have been hundreds of tips and alleged sightings. All credible tips have been investigated and nothing. There are plenty of theories, but absolutely no evidence revealing what happened to Sebastian. The last I heard from EMA, the Sumner County Sheriff, and TBI, the message was the same. Nothing new to report. They continue to investigate all leads. No one is giving up. And yes, I can tell you there is frustration and great concern. The hope is there will still be a break in the case, but as things stand now, Sebastian Rogers' disappearance remains a confounding mystery. If you have any tips, call 1-800-TBI-FIND. And that's pretty much it.
Crisscross, our mom is very close to the same age as Nancy. So I think that's part of the reason it bothers us so much.
That who is?
Our mom.
Oh.
Mine and Auntie's mom.
Yes, I know.
Okay, I've got the Sebastian thing up.
Oh, okay. Gathering of voices for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. He's been missing for 2 years. Main event, February 26th, the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. On February 26th, 2024, Sebastian went missing. 2 years later, our voices joined together in remembrance and love and in hope. We invite the community to gather in solidarity to honor Sebastian and to continue shining light on his story. Please wear or bring something green, Sebastian's favorite color, as a tribute. We will be gathering February 23rd through the 27th. And if you want to follow
There's a Facebook group
for updates and support, Justice for Sebastian would be the Facebook group. And then together, our voices are stronger. Together, we remember.
And they don't have times. Do you know what time about in the mornings that they get there?
Betty did a and Romy too put it in the link earlier. But Betty did a whole live about like the activities.
Oh, okay, great.
It was like 2 days ago. So if you watch Bullhorn Betty, it will it's on there. I don't have the link handy.
I was gonna say if you go back in the chat, you should be able to find it, folks, if you go back after it's over.
Yes. And we will be around. I'm not sure. Like I said, it's going to depend on our schedule, but we will definitely be out there supporting our friends. Oh, there's Romy too.
I just put it up.
Oh, good.
I went back. That's the YouTube site for the post. Sorry, I can't. But if you can screenshot it, you can go back and find it.
Can you star it? I can copy and paste it.
Yes, I just started.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe I can.
It wouldn't let me. I tried. I couldn't do it, but I was
Dang
just trying to do it from the post.
Oh, well.
It's hard to believe this is 2 years. Really thought this would be solved by now.
Me too.
Speaking of resources and things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, I think that's going to be it for us tonight, my friends, because we have some kids that I can still hear that need to be in bed. And they're getting to have a big time being up 30 minutes past their bedtime tonight. So.
But we appreciate everybody for being here, and we'll of course we'll see you on at least the 25th. Don't know what other dates, and then of course if there's any big news on Nancy Guthrie, we'll come back and talk about that.
Right,
I'm sure that there will be continued things to follow up on for sure.
Yeah,
Detective Dan will be. We're doing it at 6.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's at 6.
Yeah.
6 on Wednesday.
On Wednesday
Central,
night,
yeah.
Central, and we might be live before then if we hear back from Josh.
Possibly, yes, possible.
Not Tuesday, but it would be tomorrow or later on in the
We
week.
gave some dates, so we'll see what happens.
BHB said to bring her coffee no matter what time you get there. That's hysterical. She likes lattes.
Oh yeah,
I remember her. Okay, so we've had coffee with Betty before, and I remember her getting a latte, and she made fun of me for getting black coffee because I drink. That's what I drink.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What's wrong? Like, you can get something, because she was offering to buy it. Remember?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, black coffee is what I like. And she's like, how do you?
I love it.
Yes. I hope and pray that there's news about Nancy to Claudia.
Oh, thank you, Shauna. She said, I'm so grateful for all that the E family do and sharing your knowledge of each situation. It really brightens my thoughts just listening to you all talk together. Thank you so much.
Aw, you are the sweetest.
Well, that's a two-way street because we've got a great crew that comes in and gives great thoughts and ideas that we never would have occurred to us. So it's always a lot of fun to kind of brainstorm this stuff together.
Chris Cross wants to know. Well, are you sure you're talking to me or Aunt E? Because
no, I had it up. It says, Mrs. E, you have great hair. What products do you use? She has thick hair.
Not anymore. It's gotten thinner.
Mine's always been thin. I have lots of hair, but it's thin hair.
I wash my hair with Biolash and then I curl it after I dry it. I guess is that
Biolash
right?
Shampoo and conditioner, or
yeah, they have one that's because my hair is highlighted, obviously. So I do the highlighting one. It's the pink, or it's got the pink writing on it. It's for color hair or color treated hair. But that's
I went fragrance free, so people don't usually like my hair products.
Biolage. My southern accent.
The Gemini 1907 says Nancy neighbor Peter Ruckman is in the Epstein files and Bible Plus has Colorado plates.
That's
Peter Ruckman. Is that the one that's involved in the gym business or whatever? Is that who people have been talking about? I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to dig into that.
Okay,
I haven't heard that before.
Okay, don't go buying this because you can get it cheaper, but this is how you spell it. It's Biolage. You can, if you watch it on Amazon, there you can get it sometimes quite a bit cheaper. Especially there's specials. You just kind of have to wait for them. They do a special every few months, and you can get it a lot cheaper.
She said,
but yeah, I use that. You're welcome. It's shampoo and conditioner, but it's really sweet of you. I appreciate it. Huh?
I said, you have good genetic hair. You've just got your old.
I got daddy's hair.
Yeah. I don't know. Dad's hair was not that thick. He had flyaway thin hair.
I don't know.
Mom's hair was thick.
Mom's hair was thick. But it's not. It's more dad's color, right?
Well, yeah, it's his color, but more her thickness.
Yes, it does go on sale at JCPenney. And sometimes you can get it at the Walmart, like the hair salons they have at Walmart. Like they do specials and you can get them really cheap. So I try to stock up when they're cheap. But it's definitely worth it. And you don't have to use very much at all. The only problem is my kids use it and they don't need it. They use it for their hair. And there's other shampoos, but that one gets used. And they don't need it because their hair's not color treated. That makes sense. So. But it's okay.
We should go.
Yes, we need to wrap it up. We didn't George Costanza. We didn't George Costanza.
I know.
I'm out.
So. I'm out.
But thank you everybody for being here. We will see you all soon. Mrs. E, anything else before we go?
Thank you to our moderators. Thank you to our
Miss
members.
Did you meet John DePetro? I don't know who that is.
Who that is?
I don't know. I saw that name earlier. I didn't know.
I don't know who that is. I've never heard that name.
Gemini said he was packing a bunch of stuff in his car a few days after, but in the Bible as well as files is diabolical. Check into it. Ooh, we'll have to check into that dude. That's the guy lives Peter Rucker.
Okay.
Oh,
Ruckman.
Says he's on YouTube. I don't know who that is. I don't know.
I have to check him out too. I'm write that down.
Well, write the name down because I don't know who that is. No. All right, friends. Well, thank you to all of our members, and thank you to everybody who gifted and sent super chats, and thank you to our subscribers, and thank you to all those guys who gave us a thumbs up. We appreciate you all so much, and thank you to our moderators. And we appreciate all of you all so much. We appreciate you, friends. And I hope we hope you have a wonderful night. And we will see you soon.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
We remember you. We remember you. Ooh. We're still here for you. We'll shine a light for you. We're holding on to hope for you. We remember you. We remember you. Ooh. We're still here for you. We'll shine a light for you. We're holding on to hope for you. We're holding on to hope for you. Ooh. We remember you. We remember you. We're still here for you. We'll shine our light for you. We remember you. We remember you. We're still here for you. We'll shine our light for you. We remember you. We remember